Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, That One Weep, here back with the series that started it all. What if Naruto Uzumaki was Naruto Hyuga? But before we get started with completing the rest of my very first What If series I ever created on this channel, today's video is actually sponsored by Anime Dakimakura, an online store where you can buy all kinds of anime merch, but mostly Dakimakura, which is, for those of you who know, like big body pillows. The footage you're seeing in front of you, I recorded, and yes, you see it. I got myself a custom body pillow of my boy, Zankyo Kirai. Look how cute he is! He looks so good. Anyway, I'm pretty excited with how this turned out. Oh, speaking of that, if you guys want to see how this was made, head on over to the channel link in the description, Doomblick. He is actually one of my close artist friends. All my love. He is an awesome guy, and he's fantastic at art, and I told him about this video sponsorship and how the representative who reached out to me actually said I could have my own custom character design. But for those of you who don't have your own OC, or if you want Zankyo himself, maybe I'll make that an option if this video gets, I don't know, 300 likes or enough people comment that they want me to release the PNG to the world. Maybe I'll see what I can do to get it on their store. Who knows? But back to the story. Like I said, before this all began, I had told my close artist friend, the man Doomblick himself, that I wanted to make my own design for this custom body pillow, right? And when I told him, he was like, yo, Habibi, let me tell you what I can do. And let me tell you, when you hear someone say that, you know you're going to get an awesome deal, which is what I did. And I have this beautiful design here. It is just crazy. I've seen the whole process of him making it. If you guys want to check that out, there will be a video coming out on his channel, which I have linked in the description alongside the link for Anime Dakimakura, which will also be down there if anyone is interested to go check out their store options. I'll throw up some designs up here, but they have lots of different Naruto, My Hero Academia, all types of different waifus at your disposal if that's the way you run, or even get your own husbando. My honest review after I received my package was that the texture, like on the silk body pillow cover, was so nice. It was really cool to the touch. When I put it on and I just looked in the mirror, I was so excited. After staring at it for the past couple of days and touching it in all sorts of locations, I feel pretty confident in saying that the quality feels very solid. The pillow is nice. It doesn't feel cheap, that's for sure. It definitely is nice and comfortable to hold. I'm personally a side sleeper, so I've always had like one of those like fluffy ones you get from Walmart, like a long pillow, just because I sleep on my side. So I often can't find like pillows that are super comfortable, so I kind of wrap around this one like a sloth on a tree branch. So if anyone is out there is interested, that link is down below. Once again, thank you Anime Dakimakura for sending the beautiful body pillow of my handsome face to me. And let's get on with our regular scheduled programming, that being the finale for What If Naruto was a Hyuga and thus possessed the Byakugan.
You are my friend. I don't hear you. 今でもまだ忘れてないでしょ You are my dream. 始まってばっか君らは long as way. 未だに立つよ
Hello everybody, it is me, That One Weep here, back after a few months with my first ever What If video. And for my first ever What If video, I've noticed that on YouTube there's a lot of people who've been popping up recently, making lots of like My Hero Academia What If stuff, some Dragon Ball Z, you know, that stuff. But there's like some Naruto What Ifs, but not enough. So I decided I would put my hat in the ring and give it a try to make my own what if story. And today we'll actually be using my favorite dojutsu from Naruto in the main theme of the story. And that would be, what if Naruto Uzumaki was actually Naruto Hyuga? Yes, you heard me right. What if Naruto was part of the Hyuga clan? Basically, what this would mean is that Naruto would have the abilities of the Hyuga, which is like the Byakugan, the Gentle Fist, the Wind Gale Palm, and other techniques that they like have access to as a clan. And I want to see how I think, and what I think you guys will enjoy, my opinion of the story and how the world of Naruto will be affected by this change in Naruto's skills and abilities. So let's get right into it. For starters, for just some background information, Naruto is still definitely going to have Uzumaki chakra because he's still going to be the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. It's just that it's gonna be Minato who will be affected. Minato will be a Hyuga from the branch family, so that means that Naruto will be more related to Neji than like Hinata or anyone from the main branch part of the clan. So it all begins all those years ago, the same night that's Naruto's birthday. Minato and Kushina are, well, Obito just yoinked Naruto from Minato, and Minato was like, "Nah, give me that back." And then Nine Tails got released, so they were gonna seal that right into Naruto, just clap that right in that Naruto. So Minato sacrificed himself, and Kushina did as well, to shove half that Nine Tails inside of Naruto, and then they went like dead. So now that Naruto's parents are dead, like the original Disney up in here, Naruto is found by the third Hokage, and he knows that Minato was part of the Hyuga clan, and so the Hyuga clan gladly takes in Naruto as their own because he's part of their clan. So Neji's father, because he's still alive at this point, actually welcomes Naruto into his family, so Naruto will grow up viewing Neji as an older brother sort of figure. Anyway, back to the story. So Naruto is now around 4 years old, and he's treated a lot better, I would say, than what happened in the original story, because the villagers in the original story, Naruto basically had no one to protect him, and he was all alone without any guidance or help, and so the villagers could beat him or do anything to hurt him in any way without any consequences, and they called him a demon and things because he was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. But it's going to be different in this what if, because Naruto has the protection and love of the Hyuga clan surrounding him, and so what happens is, like, when he's like in the clan area, people treat him super well. Like all of his family, they treat him with respect and like a normal human being, and like he feels loved. So Naruto has a pretty good childhood, like compared to all the other Jinchuriki, like Gaara. And so, but when he goes out of the Hyuga clan location, lots of people still like call him names, but no one actually like tries to hurt him because they're afraid of invoking the wrath of the Hyuga clan, since the Hyuga is one of the most powerful clans in the Hidden Leaf Village of Konoha, since them and the Uchiha are one of the top highest dojutsu users. Anyway, so Naruto eventually is starts training with Neji, because and eventually Neji's father is going to die around this point when the Cloud Ninja, when the Cloud Ninja come and try to kill try to take Hinata so they can take her Byakugan eyes. What's going to happen is, after Neji's father dies, this is going to spark a new fire inside Neji, because Neji's going to want to protect his younger brother Naruto from, like, dying as well. And so, in the original, Neji is really focused on how fate affects all of them, and it makes their lives how they are, and that they can't do anything about it. In this one, I think he'd be a little bit more upbeat, because he's not alone anymore. Like, he has to protect Naruto, and he's his older brother. And so, Neji begins training with Naruto at a younger age. And so Naruto unlocks the Byakugan with Neji in training. And then the Byakugan, him and Neji start training together to learn how to use it properly. And I would say they're around that Naruto's around 6 years old now, and Neji's like 7 or 8. He's like about to go into the academy. And around this time, I would like to say that they haven't mastered it yet, but they're just about learning the Gale Wind Palm. So the Wind Gale Palm, and it's going relatively well, I'd say. So, moving on from there, Naruto has a lot better skills as a ninja in this timeline, because he grew up with Neji, who's a genius in taijutsu, especially in the Hyuga clan Gentle Fist style. And so he learned that pretty well. He's nowhere, like, he's not Neji's level or Rock Lee level yet, but he'll get there. Anyway, Naruto is training one day at home, waiting for Neji to come back, and then he sees Hinata, and him and Hinata, they're like, Hinata doesn't treat him badly either, because he's like her cousin, but like, Naruto sees himself as, like, not as good as Hinata, not like as a person or anything, but like, because he was raised to believe, like, to protect the main branch family, so Naruto always thought that Hinata might be better than him at some things, and so he was kind of raised with that, but he's gonna try and, like, she still wants to talk to him, but he's kind of a little bit more distant from her, because he doesn't believe in himself, really. So, anyway, Neji comes back, and they do some more training, and that pretty much ends it for that beginning. So Neji at school is doing really well, and then Rock Lee and Tintin and all of their grade were doing there. He still keeps training Naruto, and Naruto's skills have gone like way higher. Fast forward a little bit, and now Naruto is going to the academy, and Neji at this point is graduating for the academy, so he's going to become a genin. Now, Naruto, on the other hand, is not so good at chakra control, which is the Hyuga's main, like, thing. All of the Hyuga are, like, amazing at their chakra control. They're known for their grace and skill with their chakra, as well as using the Byakugan so they can stop chakra points and make people not be able to use ninjutsu and genjutsu. This means that Naruto has a lot of catching up to do, but at this point I would consider him almost equal to Sasuke because he has all the training from Neji and Neji's father, and a little bit of training with Hinata. Anyway, Naruto and Sasuke would be very competitive with each other, just like the original timeline, especially because both of them have like the opposite dojutsu, with Sasuke possessing the Sharingan family of the Uchiha, and Naruto being from the Byakugan family of the Hyuga. So, Naruto and Sasuke are doing the Shuriken training with Iruka Sensei and the rest of their class from the Konoha 11. And basically, Sasuke is a little bit better at the Shurikens than Naruto, but not by much. And Naruto is really good at it too. But, Sasuke and Itachi trained Sasuke a lot with Shurikens. Not a lot, but, he trained with him more on Shurikens and precise with them and weapons more than Naruto did. So, the next time Naruto said that he would beat him, and he held his fist and said that all the girls, they don't, so, in the original timeline, we all know how Sakura and Ino, they're just like, oh, Sasuke, you're so cute, Well, they still like Sasuke, but, some of the girls, they also like Naruto as well, because Naruto is, kind of cool and cute. He's got the black hair, the black-purple kind of hair mixed in with his blonde hair from the Hyuga, and red, streaks. It's kind of interesting. It's more like a red and black kind of thing. It's like Kushina's hair mixed with the Hyuga clan's hair type, and it's really cool. And his eyes, when he goes Byakugan, he looks really intense, and so a lot of girls think he looks kind of hot. Anyway, fast forward a bit, and now Naruto is around 12 years old, and this is when him and Sasuke and everyone's going to graduate from the academy. Naruto will do exceptionally well, or I would say exceptionally well specifically on ninjutsu, in chakra control at this point, because he trained that for a lot during that 4-year period. Because everyone laughed at him, Neji was kind of disappointed that he couldn't do it as well as him, so he trained really hard at that. And now he's actually pretty good at it. So he graduates with everyone else, and Mitsuki does not get the Scroll of Sealing, which means that Naruto won't have the Shadow Clone Jutsu for now. Yo, what is up, guys? It is me, That One Weeb, back with another episode of What If Naruto Was Part of the Hyuga Clan. Last time, I said that if you guys could hit 10 likes, then I'd post a second part within the week, or sooner rather than later. So here we are. Last time we covered what kind of jutsus Naruto has, his abilities and skill ratings, and how his Byakugan has affected him in his young childhood and his family. So fast forward to the day after the conclusion of the last part, where now Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke are waiting in the room, and they're waiting for their team leader to come get them. And now some of you might be wondering why Naruto and Sasuke are in the same team, since Naruto isn't the worst in the class in this timeline, because Naruto has the Byakugan and is actually pretty skilled with things. So him and Sasuke are in the higher leagues. Naruto isn't the best in the class, but he's not the worst either, because Naruto still has his personality, he's just more skilled. But what happened is the third Hokage decided that because Kakashi has a dojutsu, which is the Sharingan, he'll use his abilities and his knowledge of it to help train both Sasuke and Naruto. because there isn't another Jonin leader who can train Naruto who has the Byakugan, and he thinks that having Kakashi teach both of them will be more beneficial, because if you have one Byakugan user and one Sharingan user in the same team, it could be pretty useful. And also, because Naruto still has the nine-tailed fox in this timeline, people still don't like him, and Kakashi was the student of his father Minato, so Kakashi knows about the nine-tailed fox and can help protect him and like basically make sure that the fox doesn't escape. So basically, the three are waiting at the academy still when Iruka Sensei announces that the teams will be, and so everything continues the same as in the main timeline. So while they're waiting for Kakashi to come in, they're still the last team. Naruto doesn't pull a prank though, however, because he knows that Kakashi is a skilled Jonin from all the tales that Fugaku and Hiyashi told them when they were kids about Kakashi the copy ninja and some of the other Jonin of the Hidden Leaf. So he doesn't pull a prank, and he just sits chatting around with Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke's relationship in this timeline is quite different than canon. They're not full-blown rivals yet, but Sasuke doesn't think that Naruto's pathetic, because if they were to fight, it'd be probably pretty even right now, especially since Sasuke hasn't unlocked his Sharingan yet, and Naruto unlocked his Byakugan at a young age. So Naruto would probably win in a full-on fight. Anyways, Kakashi comes through the door and sees the three of them and thinks that, this will be an interesting team. So he tells them, he goes out with them and goes onto the top part of the academy. On the bridge, he asks them what are their goals, aspirations, and their names. So it starts with normal, except it's different a little bit. So Sasuke says, my name is Sasuke Uchiha, and my goals, I have none, but I have an ambition to kill a certain someone, which is Itachi. So he still has the same ambition because the Uchiha clan still got massacred. And then Sakura would be like, well, I do have a dream. And then she'd look over at Sasuke and blush a little bit, and then she'd giggle and stop. And she would say that her name is Sakura Haruno. And then Naruto would say, my name is Naruto Hyuga, and I'm going to become the next Hokage. And this makes Kakashi's eyes wide because he never heard of someone from the Hyuga clan becoming the Hokage before. And he thought it was really interesting that Minato's son would want to become the Hokage. So he was pretty interested. And so when he asks him what his likes and dislikes are, he says that he likes ramen because he still goes to Ichiraku Ramen and likes it a lot. And so he likes ramen, and he likes to train, and he likes fighting with his big brother Neji, because Neji and him are really close in this timeline. So, back to the story. Naruto and the whole team is told that the next day they shouldn't eat anything for breakfast and should come meet at the training grounds. So that's what they do. So the next day when they head over to the place where Kakashi told them to meet up, Kakashi starts telling them about how the bell test is going to work. He tells them that he has 2 bells, and that if they can take them, then they pass, and then that the third person will have to go back to the academy. So this causes some tension between the group. But eventually Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura all dive back into the forest, and Sasuke and Naruto meet up to create a plan, because they went in the same direction. Naruto says that he'll use his Byakugan to find where Kakashi's chakra points are, and then that he tells Sasuke the plan. So, a few moments later, while Kakashi is reading his book, Naruto jumps out of the brush and is running towards Kakashi. When Kakashi is about to fight him, though, expecting the gentle fist technique, his taijutsu is completely different. Then, he jumps up and he starts weaving hand seals. This is when Naruto, without his Byakugan on, uses the fireball jutsu. This actually blows Kakashi's mind because he realized what happened, and the second he realizes it, it's too late. As Sasuke turns back into himself, he blows his fireball, and it blasts towards Kakashi. Kakashi barely in time makes it out using the substitution jutsu, but when he does, Naruto knows exactly where he is because of the Byakugan. Naruto's there as soon as he can, and he throws a wind gale palm right into Kakashi's face, which actually hits Kakashi and throws him off the tree. And though it didn't do a lot of damage, it still surprised him. Sakura is waiting in the forest, trying to find a good angle, and she tries to throw some kunai in the battle, but this distracts Kakashi just enough for Naruto and Sasuke to get back away so he can't find where they went. They come up with an idea using all the jutsus they know to try and take Kakashi down. So what they do is they try to combine their flame style and wind style techniques. The next time they jump out, Naruto uses the shadow clone jutsu and then transforms some of them into Sasuke and some of them into himself. They all run towards Kakashi, intermixing the clones with themselves, so that Kakashi doesn't know who they are. At this point, Kakashi doesn't need to use his Sharingan because Naruto hasn't used the Gentle Fist technique on any of his chakra points. That's about to change. As soon as they get close, Naruto starts using the technique. He screams, 64 palms, Gentle Fist style. And then Naruto uses the Gentle Fist to try and blast Kakashi's all 64 chakra points. Kakashi immediately realizes what's going on, but it's too late. Naruto hits several of his chakra points, which makes Kakashi lose some feeling in his arms and legs. Then, a clone of Naruto and Sasuke both jump back, and the clone and the real Sasuke use a wind gale palm mixed with a fireball jutsu. The combined jutsu blasts Kakashi black just in time for Sakura to run out of the bushes to try and grab the bells. This is when Kakashi actually gets serious and uses the Sharingan. He takes all three of them down in one giant attack. They're all on the ground moaning and groaning from the pain, but it hurt. He hit them with a water dragon style jutsu to take them down, and that was over. They all were disappointing themselves, but then he said that they passed because they used incredible teamwork. So now the new Team 7, Team Kakashi, was formed. So they're given the same D-rank missions as the original. They're mostly just easier because of the Byakugan. Until they're Naruto's and Sasuke both want to have a tougher mission, because Sasuke never thinks he's going to unlock the Sharingan if he doesn't challenge himself. So Kakashi gets assigned a C rank mission to protect the bridge builder Tazuna. So Tazuna and the four ninja and Tazuna walk out of the Konoha, the Hidden Leaf Village, and begin to head towards the Land of Waves. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, That One We, back with another episode of a What If series that I just started, my first ever What If series on my channel. What if Naruto was a Hyuga? Part 2. Last time we started the bell test arc where Kakashi had the bells and Naruto and Sasuke were like, I need that, and they tried to get the bells, but, watch the last part for more details. So after that, now in this new part, we're going to be heading to the Land of Waves, starting right now after the intro. Yo! Hey guys, welcome back, and now we're going to get right back into the story. So, the trio and Kakashi head out of the Konoha, the Hidden Leaf Village, and as they're walking along, Naruto is using his Byakugan to just practice scanning for a few miles around, so that way he can sense for danger and also practice his accuracy of his Byakugan. Suddenly, he sees some chakra by this puddle, and he realizes what's going on, and just at the same time, him and Sasuke react, and Naruto turns and then just elbows the back of one of the Chunin from the Demon Brothers' heads, and he falls to the ground unconscious, and then Sasuke uses his shuriken and gets the other Demon Brother in one hit. So both of them are out, and Kakashi's pretty impressed, and Sakura's also impressed with Sasuke, and she likes him, and she's all like, yeah, good job, Sasuke. But after that, they keep walking, and Kakashi can see the potential in Naruto and Sasuke. And when they finally make it to the Land of Waves with Tazuna, they ask Tazuna what's going on with the ninja, and he explains how Gato is holding their village hostage and taking taxes, and how there's no way out, and so he didn't have enough money to pay for a higher ranked ninja squad, so they just had to deal with it. So hopefully they don't have to deal with any more of that. So next, they're walking for a bit, and suddenly a sword comes flying into the tree from out of nowhere. At this point, Sasuke and Naruto and Kakashi are pretty surprised, and Sakura is just staring at the sword when a man appears on it with a weird mask on. And then Kakashi instantly recognizes him as the demon swordsman of the mist, Zabuza, based on his sword, the Executioner Blade. So Naruto tries to use his Byakugan to see if there was any weak chakra points that he could go for immediately. But Kakashi puts his arm out in front of Naruto and Sasuke, who are ready to attack. And Kakashi says that he's got this. So they jump into the fight. Zabuza uses his hidden mist jutsu and creates a large mist around the entire group. When the entire group is pretty much engulfed with the mist, Naruto realizes that he can see through it. Naruto activates his Byakugan and whispers to Sasuke and Sakura where they're at. Left, about 45 degrees in front of us, 15 feet. And they prepare to throw some kunai. When they throw it, however, Zabuza can feel it through the mist because of his senses increased, and he moves out of the way. Kakashi, on the other hand, moved out of the way just in time because he doesn't have his Sharingan active, but he could hear the sounds of the kunai. He did get cut on his hand, though, and so he has some battle damage from his own team. Zabuza and Kakashi continue fighting when Kakashi decides to use the Sharingan, but it's too late. Zabuza already got him in his water prison He already got him in his water prison jutsu. His water prison jutsu. You know, where he put him in a fishbowl. So Kakashi's in a fishbowl now. And Sasuke and Naruto are pretty upset, as you might expect. So they come up with a plan. So Naruto says that what he's going to do is he's going to create 4 shadow clones. And with his shadow clones, they're all going to use wind style. And Sasuke will use his fireball jutsu, and they'll aim it right at Zabuza. So they use that, and Naruto creates the 4 shadow clones, which all rush to this all in a straight line, and they jump and dive at Zabuza, who wasn't expecting this kid to know the shadow clone jutsu, which is a high Jonin jutsu. And they all activate Wind Gale Palm, or Air Bullet, whatever it is. And the air bullet shoots out of their hands after they do the hand seals, and it shoots towards Zabuza. Zabuza easily can block these with his main hand, though. However, what he's not expecting is the second. Sasuke is right behind him now because he was distracted by Naruto and his clones. Sasuke uses his fireball jutsu directly at his hand, and there's no way he can block it because he's too busy blocking the air bullets from Naruto. So his hand is either going to get turned to smithereens and all, like, dusted, or he's going to let Kakashi go. And so he moves his hand and lets Kakashi out, and the fireball blows into the water, creating a huge water tornado storm, which then quickly dissipates. Kakashi, by this time, has pulled his headband off, and his Sharingan is turned on and activated. This is when we first hear the words that Kakashi's the copy ninja of the Hidden Leaf. Then Kakashi finally uses his cool powers, and he begins copying Zabuza and is absolutely bodying Zabuza. So Zabuza's getting his absolute face wrecked by Kakashi, who's decimating him, and he's using Water Dragon Jutsu and mimicking him in all the jutsus he can use. So when he finally is beating him down, Zabuza's on the end of his rope, when suddenly Haku, who we know as Haku, the masked boy, throws the Senbon needles into his neck, instantly killing him. At this point, all of Team 7 thinks that Zabuza is dead. So they rush forward to see who did it, and they see a kid wearing an Ambu mask. So Kakashi lets him go, because if the body was taken, there's apparently a lot of secrets and jutsus from other villages that are found in the ninjas' bodies. So they let him go, and the boy takes the body, seemingly to dispose of him. Later, back at Gado's hideout, Haku revives Zabuza and is healing him. So Zabuza is still alive, and Kakashi is down for the count because his Sharingan used too much of his chakra. For the few days that Kakashi's out, and it's just Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura training together. Naruto practices using his Byakugan to throw shuriken at the exact same point where Sasuke throws them. So, as you can already tell, they have a little bit more of a better rivalry because they consider each other rival, like, dojutsu users. The Sharingan versus the Hyuga clan, the Uchiha versus the Hyuga. Now, Kakashi's finally awoken after his long rest from overusing the Sharingan. He wakes up to find Sasuke and Naruto are outside, throwing shuriken and kunai at each other, trying to match up at perfect resonance. This way they can do something that they're trying to make called a combined attack, since it worked so well against Zabuza. Kakashi stops them and says that he has his own type of training that he thinks would benefit the both of them. He asks Naruto and Sakura and Sasuke to follow him, and they go towards the woods. Kakashi plants his foot on the tree, and then he steps up, and he does the same with his second foot. And he begins climbing up the tree as easy as walking on the ground. All three of them are impressed, and Naruto activates his Byakugan in order to see what Kakashi's doing. He sees that Kakashi is folding the chakra in his feet to make it bend into the tree's natural chakra, so that way it connects like a sort of super glue, like, Flex Seal. But he sees how he's doing it, and it helps him, and he decides he thinks he can do it. So Kakashi explains to them, and Naruto tries on his first try. He doesn't work. Sakura tries on her first try and it doesn't work either, and Sasuke the same. Next, Naruto tries it again, but he uses Byakugan this time just so he can see the measurement of chakra that he's using in his feet. This time, he actually gets it and he starts climbing up the tree. But the moment he deactivates his Byakugan, his chakra control goes way off and he falls down. Sasuke, on the other hand, hasn't made it up yet once, which really annoys him. Sakura is running around all the trees because her chakra control is way better than both of the other two. Kakashi explains to Naruto how when he uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and when he uses his Byakugan, he's putting way too much chakra into it. That's why he's running out of chakra faster, even though his chakra pool should be way larger. Naruto takes this fight and begins working on climbing the tree. This time he tries to not use his Byakugan and focuses in his mind on how to measure the chakra. Naruto in this timeline's a lot smarter because when he was younger, him and Neji would actually train together back at the Hyuga home. So Naruto understands a little bit more about chakra control, especially because of the Gentle Fist and 32 Palms style, which Naruto's still working on learning. Naruto already knows the Gentle Fist technique, and he begins applying these aspects to his feet. When he does this, it makes it much easier, and he's calling it the Gentle Tree Climbing Technique, in which he uses small amounts of chakra and pushes it out of the bottom of his feet to kind of push into the woods, so acting like spikes on his shoes, or kind of clamps on his feet. He walks up the tree with ease, and it's much easier than when he was doing it before. So this is how Naruto trains. For the next day, he begins using this and trying to climb faster and faster. Eventually, he passes out, and he wakes up to find Haku there. Haku, without the mask, of course, who we know as Haku. He can't decide if it's a boy or a girl because Haku. And they talk about what they fight for as shinobi and who they try to protect, and how protecting someone makes you stronger. And Naruto thinks about how his goal to protect Neji and save him from his feelings of hopelessness and destiny after his father died. Naruto thinks about this and everything that Haku says before he leaves and goes back to Camp Kakashi. Haku waves goodbye and they walk in their own paths. When he gets back, it turns out that Tazuna is ready to go back to the bridge and begin finishing it. So Kakashi says he's ready to head out. Him, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto all walk out. When they're walking onto the bridge, they're walking towards the end, and suddenly, a mist rolls in. Kakashi realizes what's going on, and thinks that remembers that Zabuza must be alive, because the senbon that hit Zabuza's neck could have been a non-killing blow. When this happens, Kakashi tells the team to get into a defensive position, which happens. Haku and Zabuza come out of the mist, and Zabuza instantly begins fighting with Kakashi. Haku sees Naruto and Sasuke and pulls Sasuke into his Demon Ice Mirror's jutsu. When this happens, Naruto charges in and jumps into the jutsu of Sasuke, and activates his Byakugan. When he does this, he can see how fast Haku's moving, and is dodging his movements. Left, right, down, up, mine. He's pulling Sasuke with him so that he doesn't get hurt, but then it's too fast. Haku's speeds up extremely, and he goes blasting. He cuts Naruto on his leg, on his hip, on his arm, on his cheek. Blood begins to pour out of Naruto, little by little. Eventually, he's throwing senbon. They start to hit Sasuke. Naruto doesn't know what to do. And then, he's out of range. Sasuke gets pulled away from him. And then, Haku throws the senbon. When Haku throws the senbon at Naruto, Naruto is about to prepare to block it. But Sasuke runs in front of the way and jumps. All of the senbon go into his body, and he falls to the ground. His eyes fading as the light fades out of them, he stares into Naruto and says that he has to live on his dream as he closes his eyes. Naruto's solemn for a moment, and Haku doesn't do anything, just watches and says that that's the fate of a ninja world. Naruto looks up as red chakra begins to pour out of him, and suddenly he activates his Byakugan along with the first tail of the one-tailed cloak. He stares up at Haku and screams with an ungodly roar. He rushes towards Haku, who he can now see even clearer. His Byakugan is turned into red, where he can see everything even more defined. Time slows down for him, and he realizes what's happening. His Byakugan is advanced in some way, with this new power of his that he's unlocked. Kurama's chakra has boosted him much to the point that he is way faster than Haku now. He punches Haku in the face so hard that his mask completely shatters, and the face and his jaw completely get demolished. His jaw is wrecked and ripped off on one side, and he's bleeding everywhere. His bones are shattered in his face, and all you can see is out of his left eye. His right side of his face is completely destroyed, like Obito from the rocks. He flies, crashing through one of his own mirrors, and flies towards the ground. Naruto, still in a rage from Sasuke's death, is walking towards the almost crippled body of Haku at this point. Kakashi is about to thrust his lightning blade into Zabuza's body, when suddenly, Haku, with all of his strength, left in his body, he jumps up and pushes himself as fast as he can in front of it. The lightning blade blasts through Haku's chest, and he coughs out a spurt of blood into Kakashi. As he looks, and Naruto sees who it is, he looks into his eyes, and Naruto falls out of the nine-tail state. His eyes shocked, his mouth hanging open, gaping. He's crying. He realizes what happened. His friend, who he talked to the other day about protecting someone, had just been murdered and was killed by him, and that's what he felt. As Haku left his eyes and he died. Zabuza didn't say anything, and Naruto immediately got upset. When Gado's gang came by, Naruto cried that Zabuza didn't care about Haku, even though Haku gave everything to him. When he does this, Zabuza decides to feel emotions, even though he hasn't done that in such a long time. He rushes with everything he has left since the fight with Kakashi, and slashes through all of Gato's goons, eventually killing Gato and the goons himself. In a pool of blood, he lies next to Haku, and as he dies, him and Haku die together, and a light powdered snow falls upon the land of waves. So last episode, episode 3, Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura and Team 7 finished defeating Haku and Zabuza when they headed back to the main Leaf Village. Now we'll start back with the beginning of the Chunin exams. In the beginning of the Chunin exams, Naruto, before everything starts, is walking around with Konohamaru, Sakura, and Sasuke unknowingly is watching them. When suddenly, Konohamaru runs into a group of ninja from the Sand Village who they haven't seen before. The kid with red paint on his face and hands picks up Konohamaru and asks what this brat's doing running into him like that, and that he should be more careful when he runs into people. Naruto looks up, and then Kankuro immediately realizes that this is Naruto Hyuga. He doesn't know his real name, but he's heard about the eyes of the Hyuga clan. And so he drops the kid and then asks what he wants. Naruto tells him that he should leave that kid alone, because he's the third Hokage's grandson, and you wouldn't want anything like that to happen, right? Then, eventually, Gaara comes out. Sasuke and Gaara have the same interaction as the original, where Gaara says that Sasuke is impressed him and asks for his name. When this happens, then immediately Naruto gets annoyed as he feels like he's ignoring him, and looks at him and tells him his name without even being asked, and tells him that his name is Naruto Hyuga, and that he better remember it. Then, Gaara going on about how he's from Gaara of the Sand. He and Kankuro and Temari then walk away, as Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto are wondering about what's going to happen and why there's sand ninja in the Leaf Village. Later that day, they head over to the same place within the forest, where Kakashi meets them and tells them about the Chunin exams, and asks if they want to do it. Sasuke and Naruto immediately at the same time agree that they want to do it. Sakura, on the other hand, is a little bit more careful and not quite so crass about choosing it. She eventually decides to agree as Sasuke is doing it, and she thinks that if she can agree, and if Sasuke can do it, then she can too. They all agree to do the Chunin exams, and then begin training for the next 3 days. Nothing major goes on during this training. It's pretty much standard taijutsu training for Naruto. However, Naruto knows that Neji will be competing in this exam. His older brother, Neji, looks down upon him as Naruto isn't as skilled as him and disagrees with Neji's view on destiny. Even though Naruto has the same head brand upon him as Neji does, he doesn't let that get down on him, and Naruto knows that destiny won't be able to hold them forever, and that if they get strong enough, they'll be able to do anything. He thinks that in this exam, he might be able to prove Neji wrong, finally, after all these years. So he trains hard during these 3 days, hoping that him and Neji will have something against each other, so he can prove to Neji that he's strong. Then, the exams begin. They head to the building where it's supposed to be taking place, and they run into the Chunin using Genjutsu to create the floor-looking difference. Sasuke and Naruto both easily see through this with their respective dojutsu. Naruto's Byakugan eyes can easily tell that this is a Genjutsu, as the Byakugan is heavily resistant against Genjutsus, as well as the Sharingan. Then, they immediately each take a Chunin out with little to no effort. Rock Lee is impressed by both of their skills and asks if he can fight them. He wants to fight Naruto, however, instead of Sasuke in this timeline, because Neji is his rival, and Naruto is Neji's younger brother, so he thinks that he would definitely be a worthy challenge. When Naruto and Rock Lee begin to spar and fight, Naruto realizes how Neji must have been beating this guy. Rock Lee is super fast and definitely much higher skilled than Naruto. However, with the Byakugan, Naruto can see where Rock Lee's moving pretty deep fast, as well as having 360-degree vision limits some of the special abilities of the speed and using combo attacks that Rock Lee's specialty would be. Naruto uses his gentle fist style and manages to close a few chakra points on Lee before he gets taken out almost by the spinning leaf lotus kick. Then Rock Lee is punched in the face by Guy Sensei is about to use it, who's then sent flying, and he tells him that he won't do it again. Then Naruto and Rock Lee look at each other and say that was a good fight. And Rock Lee's kind of impressed with Naruto and says that he may be a great ninja just like his brother someday. That makes Naruto grit his teeth and thinks that he already is a great ninja, but they keep walking. Once they get into the main exam room, Naruto sees the other attendants there. He looks upon them and then says nothing, going to sit down with Sasuke and the rest of the people from his group. Immediately, the first teacher assistant walks in. He begins talking about what the first exam will be and how it's going to work. They have several questions that they're going to need to be answering for a test of sorts, to test their knowledge of shinobi skills and the like. Naruto smiles and isn't worried about this at all, as intellectual training was part of the mandatory daily at the Hyuga clan. When they all get into their seats, Naruto knows quite a few of the answers, but for the ones he doesn't know, he can easily put his hands around his eyes to make it look as if he's focusing on the test, and then activate the Byakugan to look around, even seeing Hinata there, his cousin, and seeing that everyone else there is working on stuff. He reads through the answers on Sakura's sheet and looks at Sasuke's too. He then fills in the answers and pretty much aces the test, getting a decently high score. Nowhere near to his father Minato Hyuga's score, but yeah, it was fine enough. Eventually, the test is over, and Naruto's group all pass. Eventually, Anko comes into the room, demanding that it's her turn for it, and that it's taken too long. She said that this test was easy, and that her test is going to be way harder than this. All the Genin teams look up to her, a little shocked as she's so much more roughhousing and much more rushed and much more country bumpkin-like than the original first tester. Naruto says nothing and just agrees with going on, nodding his head. Naruto carefully walks along with Sasuke and Sakura towards the Forest of Death. At the Forest of Death, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura get their scroll and begin walking to the forest. Once they're in the forest, Orochimaru begins to look for Sasuke after he's been let in. Once he starts looking, though, he knows, however, that instead of looking just for Sasuke and his Sharingan, Orochimaru will actually be looking for both Sasuke and Naruto, because they both have the Dojutsu of the Leaf, which he thinks both of them would be perfect bodies for him. Eventually, Naruto and Sasuke are confronted by Orochimaru. When Orochimaru sends a big snake to capture Naruto and while he fights Sasuke, Naruto can easily use his Byakugan and use his shadow clones to burst out of the snake. He rushes back to the fight and joins Sasuke in a 2v1 combo attack against Orochimaru. With Sasuke's Sharingan and his adaptability, and Naruto and his X-ray vision through the Byakugan's gaze, they're actually putting up a very good fight against Orochimaru. Eventually, Naruto begins to run out chakra slowly. Sasuke begins to use his fire jutsu as well as special combos with shuriken and strings. He does basically the same combos as he does in the original, and Naruto adds on by using his own versions of those, and helping by reflecting kunai off each other, just like him and Sasuke had been practicing before in the forest, and hitting it back into Orochimaru. This confuses Orochimaru and makes it easier for them to attack. Naruto then uses his Byakugan, with the rest of his chakra he has, and tells Sasuke he's going to use the gentle fist style. He rushes towards Orochimaru while he's locked in with the string that Sasuke used with fire jutsu, and begins to use the 64 palm rotation. He puts his hands into the stance, and Orochimaru realizes what he's about to do. Naruto says, Hyuga style, 64 palm rotation, gentle fist. He then begins to press his fingers together and starts weaving the gentle fist chakra into his hands. He uses the chakra into very thin lines and begins trying to turn off Orochimaru's chakra points. He gets about 16 of the points off when he realizes that he's about to fall off the tree branch. Naruto falls off the right side of the tree branch and doesn't have time to use chakra control to stick to the tree before he falls to the ground. Orochimaru, breathing heavily and not being able to use chakra on the left side of his body, on his left arm or bottom left leg, realizes that he won't be able to use hand signs. He'll have to use taijutsu and wait until he can give the curse mark to Sasuke and Naruto. Naruto wakes up after a while, and this time, with his influence of Kurama chakra fueling him, his Byakugan has a slit-like add-on into the middle, giving him the Byakugan effect with the Kurama line Jinchuriki eyes mixed in, making it a darker, deeper purple Byakugan mixed with the black eye. His whiskers deepen and his hair grows sharper and spiky, and his nails grow out a bit. He rushes back up the tree to assist his friend. At that point, Orochimaru, barely in time, recovers enough chakra to create the curse mark. At this point, he's used the curse mark and inflicts Sasuke with one, the heaven curse mark. Then, just as Naruto gets up the tree and rushes towards him, he then turns toward Naruto and bites him on the neck, inflicting on him the earth curse mark, the heaven and earth curse marks to each. Then, both of them fall to the ground, and Naruto's Kurama chakra begins to fizzle out. Before Orochimaru goes, however, he tightens the seal on Naruto with the 5 Phantom seal, just as he did in the original. Then, he rushes off, leaving Sakura to take care of the both of them. Sakura tries to carry both of them and eventually makes it to that same leafy area she did before. Once she makes it there, she lies both of them down, and they're both having a fever. She tries to take care of both Naruto and Sasuke, as when she's watching both of them dying, she thinks that they actually might die from what's happened to them from the attacker of that ninja. When suddenly, the 3 sound ninja come out of the woods. Rock Lee, on his way, by the way, begins to hear the noise in the background. He leaves to go investigate what's going on. Sakura starts the fight with the 3 sound ninja, and she begins fighting all 3 of them. When suddenly, she finally takes out one of them. The girl who she grabbed her hair in the original when she cut it off. She took her out before Rock Lee came in and finished the other 2. Luckily, before Rock Lee could finish the last guy, the one with the wind air fist that eventually attacked Rock Lee, he takes his other 2 comrades and leaves. But just as he is about to leave, Rock Lee is wearing down, and he decides that he's going to fight him anyway. And in the original, Sasuke and Naruto awaken from their curse mark state. With Sharingan and Byakugan activated each, they have their curse marks activated, and Naruto has a little bit of Kurama chakra mixed in as well. This begins to burn as earth and heaven seals begin to scroll across their body, Naruto being far stronger than Sasuke actually at this point, who they both rush forward and each take one of the last 2 survivors. Naruto takes the one who has the cloth wrapped around his head and snaps his neck, by the way, in one fell swoop, feeling no remorse, being cold as snow. Sasuke, on the other hand, in a raging heat, grabs the arms of the other one and begins snapping them behind his back until he rips them out of its sockets. Rock Lee is horrified by this point when the 2 curse-marked state, Naruto and Sasuke, turn around to see them. Sakura rushes towards them and screams no and tries to pull them into a hug. Eventually, Sasuke calms down. Naruto falls out of his curse-marked state and the Kurama chakra just remains. He's about to pass out again when suddenly, eventually, Rock Lee rushes away. He sees this and gets up and asks, "What was that?" He then stands up. His Kurama chakra faded out. Naruto forgot all about what just happened. When they see that he just killed someone, Naruto killed someone. Sakura looks at Naruto and back to Sasuke, who had the other two sound ninja lying on the ground. Naruto and Sasuke are confused when they start feeling pain in their necks. Sasuke's pain is on the left side of his neck, Naruto on the right. They each grab that side of their neck and begin to and fall to the ground in pain. Damn, what did that guy do to us? They think, before they begin to head towards the center. Once they reach the center, without any hitch, by the way, Kabuto tries to interact with them, but Naruto and Sasuke, being stronger in this timeline, basically force them away and tell them they got this themselves, which kind of makes Kabuto grit his teeth. Eventually, they make it to the center where Iruka-sensei greets them, both of them still holding and rubbing their neck. They meet up with Kakashi before the next exam. Not before the next exam. Bleh. They then prepare for the next exam of the Chunin exams. The next exam begins with the same as the original. Naruto versus Kiba goes much easier than it should have. Even with the curse mark inflicting him. Naruto's still way faster and stronger, and with his superior taijutsu skills from being a Hyuga, easily can take out Kiba. Once Kiba's taken out, it's Sasuke's turn later, which is the only other fight that's really affected. Sasuke beats the guy the same in the original with the same chakra drain and that weird guy's chakra sucking abilities. He takes him out and it's pretty much the same fight. Then later Kakashi comes and sees what happened to them when he sees that both of them have a curse mark from Orochimaru. He brings both of them down to that room when he uses the sealing on them so they can control the curse mark. When Kakashi uses this high-level seal, both of them feel relief as it comes around, but then Orochimaru comes out threatening to fight Kakashi. And then Kakashi tries to defend himself and Orochimaru leaves, sweats. He tells Naruto and Sasuke about how it's up to them now and that it's about if they ever weaken to it, then it'll be activated. They nod their heads and agree. And this is where the next stage is announced. The next stage of the Chunin exams would take place 1 month away. After this month of training, all of them would return for a large tournament. Naruto says that Kakashi tries to give Naruto to Ibisu. No, actually, I don't think he would. Hold on. No, Naruto does not go to Ibisu, as Naruto's chakra control is much higher since he's a Hyuga in this timeline. Kakashi thinks about taking perhaps Sasuke and Naruto with him, but then realizes that Jiraiya will be coming back to the village soon. Kakashi takes Sasuke on a training mission and begins to leave the village to work on his training in the mountains. Naruto, waving to Kakashi goodbye, says that he'll work on his own training too. Later in town, Naruto walks through and sees an old man in the same hot springs that he was in, trying to practice his water walking technique that Naruto had learned from Hiyashi. When Naruto's working on this, Jiraiya tells him that you're putting too much effort into it, and he tells him to relax, as your chakra control is probably already good enough to where you don't even need to worry about that kind of stuff. Naruto asks who this old guy is, and he tells him that his name is Jiraiya, the legendary Sannin from the Toad Sage. Then Naruto asks if he can be trained by him, and Jiraiya says he'll train him. Jiraiya then trains Naruto into using Gamabunta and the summoning jutsu. Naruto picks this up quite easily, and doesn't even need to use Kurama's chakra in order to do it, because he already has enough already due to his increased gains as a Hyuga, plus an Uzumaki. Then, after he finishes learning that, Jiraiya is quite impressed with Naruto's learning speed, and says that that's quite phenomenal, and that he thought it would take him the whole month just to actually learn that jutsu. Once he summons Gamabunta the next day, Naruto spends on his back, riding him using chakra control, and he stays on him the whole time. Gamabunta's impressed by this Hyuga kid's powers, and thinks that he might be worthy of summoning him. He then agrees and is Naruto's boss from now on. He disappears and then Naruto cheers, telling Jiraiya that he did it and that Gamabunta said that he'll work with him. Jiraiya said okay, and that the next thing they're going to work on is helping Naruto train to use the power of the Curse Seal and Kurama, aka the Nine Tails, as they don't know Kurama's name yet. When Naruto and Jiraiya work on for the next 3 weeks before the Chunin exam part 2 happens, they work on controlling Naruto's chakra so that he can unleash the Kyuubi's chakra at will. Naruto, after 2 weeks, the week before those Chunin exams begins, finally taps into the seal. He falls into the seal where he sees two things. One is it's the guy from the forest, Orochimaru, and the other is the QB who's spitting and slobbering at and trying to claw the guy, Orochimaru. Orochimaru sees Naruto and hisses, rushing towards him. Naruto, getting pissed off at this point, activates his Byakugan and tells him to get out of his head. He then takes Orochimaru's body, the image of the curse mark that he had left inside of him, and throws it into Kurama's cage. Kurama, who actually takes this as a thanks, hates sharing space with other people, by the way, grabs the Orochimaru body in his mouth and crunches him to bits. Jiraiya, noticing in the real world, or that on the Earth curse mark on Naruto's neck, as well as the seal Kakashi placed around him, has been completely disintegrated and is gone. Now that Naruto doesn't have that anymore, due to Kurama's power burning it out. Finally, Naruto asks the fox creature that helped him what was that. The fox tells him that you're Naruto, and then he tells him that he isn't going to work with him, even though he did get rid of that guy for him. Naruto tells him that as long as he lives here, he demands that he pays rent. He tells Kurama that he may not have to do it right now, but unless you give me some chakra during the Chunin exams, then we're not going to have a fun time in here, as I am the landlord after all. Suddenly, Kurama thinks that this kid's actually not that bad, as being a Hyuga, he's quite powerful, even compared to an Uchiha kid. At least he's not related to that Madara scum that had taken him originally before. He says goodbye to Naruto, and Naruto comes back to the real world and tells Jiraiya about what happened. Jiraiya shows him his neck and says that the curse mark's gone, telling him that the Nine-Tails must have actually used his chakra to react and kill the curse mark off in his body. Naruto excitedly says, does that mean it would make my chakra control go back to normal? He says yes, and Naruto feels excited. He feels that his skills come back to him much easier now, and he doesn't have to worry about the pain that using too much chakra inflicts on him as he tries to activate the curse mark. The next week, before it, Naruto taps into the QB seal one more time, and then he says good luck to him and the Nine-Tails, and says he'll need his help in the exams. Then the Chunin exams start. To Naruto's luck, it's him versus Neji in the first round. When Naruto rolls up to the stadium, him and Neji look at each other across the stage. When Naruto sees him, he tells him he tells Neji that he's gonna pay for what he did to Hinata, and that they're supposed to protect each other because they're family. Neji grits his teeth and looks at him and says that destiny is the only thing that truly matters. Both of them hop down to the stadium. Naruto wearing his headband in his clothing proudly, points to his thumb to his back and says, "You know what this is, Neji? The sign of a real Hyuga clan member." Neji puts his hands out and tells him to show it to him. Naruto gets into a stance and says he bet he will. They then begin to fight. Gentle fist against gentle fist, blow for blow. Naruto and Neji are almost equal in skill at this point. Neji is fast, but so is Naruto. Naruto, using the gentle fist style, can easily combats and blocks Neji's attacks. Neji's actually quite impressed with Naruto, as he was amazed at how fast Naruto's gotten in the past month. He didn't think it was even possible that Naruto could even be this close, as when they were younger, Naruto always lost him whenever they fight. Neji was always known as the better of the two, and the genius. Neji starts to question what's actually going on. Is Naruto's actually pushing him back a little bit, without using any QE chakra, might I add? Naruto then gets into a stance and tells Neji he better prepare for this. It's a technique that he never could do when they were younger, but he's going to show it to him right now. Neji's eyes open wide as he says, "You couldn't." Naruto activates his Byakugan and says, "Byakugan! It's time! 64 palm rotation!" He then gets into the stance, and Neji's just in range. Neji's eyes widen as he says, "No, I won't let you," and begins starting to try and activate the palm rotation blocking technique. Naruto rushes in using his 64 palm technique and begins dash and hitting Neji's chakra points. Bam! Immediately he realizes what's going on. Neji starts hitting his chakra points back using his own 64 palm technique. They begin rushing to try and kill off each other's chakra points before the other can finish. Suddenly, Neji and Naruto both tie. Neji's fingers and Naruto's fingers slam into each other's last chakra point. As Neji gasps for air, and so does Naruto. Neji falls to the ground, unable to move, and then, both of them laying on the ground, Neji says, "Naruto, we tied. Destiny won't let you beat me. You never will." Then, he closes his eyes and puts his face to the left. Then suddenly he hears, Neji, through his Byakugan, can see a red chakra begin to glow around the stadium. He barely can lift his head up and sees Naruto standing. Naruto standing with red chakra engulfing him, his Byakugan fully activated, and slits inside of those Byakugan, staring at Neji. He stares down upon his older brother and tells Neji, Neji, you were wrong. Anyone can be what they want to be. I decide who I am, not you! He then jumps up and then begins and goes down with a spinning axe kick, knocking Neji out in one swift blow. Neji, knocked out by Naruto's axe blade kick, then falls to the ground unconscious. Naruto stands up and puts his fist into the air and stares toward Hiyashi and Hinata. Hiyashi smiles at Naruto for showing Neji that what his true purpose was, and that destiny wasn't all that decided what your fate would be. Naruto looks back towards Neji and says that he's sorry. Then he walks off the stadium. Later in the fight, Sasuke and Gaara will have their fight, and Sasuke would activate the Chidori, which Naruto, using his Byakugan, can see is extremely concentrated chakra. Naruto's impressed by the skill and is pretty impressed with the power that he has. Naruto then rushes off with Sasuke after the Genjutsu is placed, as both of them aren't fallen under it, since their dojutsu are resistant to low-level Genjutsus like that. They rush off towards Gaara to help each other in the fight. Sasuke and Naruto rush off, leaving Sakura behind to wake up their others. Naruto and Sasuke eventually catch up with Gaara. Once they get there, it's a 2v1. Sasuke tells Naruto, however, that he wants him to hold back. They didn't get to finish their match after all. Naruto says that he'll let him do as he please, and then sits on the tree waiting so he can regain some more chakra. After all, not all of his chakra points had been rejuvenated after Neji's attacks had hit him. He rubbed his shoulder for a bit as Sasuke and Gaara began to fight. Sasuke begins bounding off tree to tree, trying to activate his Chidori so that way he can penetrate Gaara's sand shield. When he finally lands a hit on Gaara, this makes Gaara more enraged so that he activates his sand Shukaku form. At this point, Sasuke's eyes widen and he activates his Sharingan. Now they're going blow for blow. Eventually, Sasuke gets hit back and starts to cough blood. He looks towards Naruto, who's just relaxing, by the way, with his head behind his hand, says, Naruto, I need your help right now. Naruto looks up and says, oh, yeah, sorry. He then activates his Byakugan and looks towards where Gaara is. He can see that there's this strange yellow chakra emanating over Gaara's blue chakra. He tells Sasuke that he's got this, and tells him to distract him. Sasuke nods his head and does as he says. He begins using his own ninja tools and trying to throw shuriken into his sand arm. Gaara gets enraged and thrusts his hand into a tree right behind Sasuke, who barely dodges it. Then Naruto says, now! He activates 64 palm rotation! Then he rushes towards Gaara and begins deactivating his chakra points. As he deactivates the final chakra point inside of Gaara's body, Gaara stops and his eyes roll back into his head. The full Shikaku begins to form around Gaara, and then Naruto knows what he has to do. He goes inside the seal and says, Nine Tails, I need your chakra right now! It's do or die! The Nine Tails turns his head and says, I don't need to help you at all. And then he hears shaking on the outside of the seal, and he says, fine, whatever. Besides, I hate that stupid One Tail anyway. Naruto goes back to the real world and is covered in red chakra. He then bites his right thumb and blood begins to flow. He slams his hand to the ground and says, Sasuke, look out, we're gonna be going for a ride. He then says, I summon you, Gamabunta! Summoning Jutsu! He then activates his summoning jutsu, and the giant toad Gamabunta appears, Naruto draining his chakra. He tells Gamabunta that they need to take this guy out before he can do any damage to the village. Then, Naruto and Shikaku begin to fight. Gamabunta transforms into Kurama just as he asks Naruto to. Sasuke's amazed at what's going on and the power that Naruto's displaying. Then, Gamabunta and claws bites into Shikaku, and Naruto rushes off with his arm into Gaara. He sees Gaara and then finds him. He grabs him by the shirt and says, Gaara, wake up! This isn't you! And then, as Gaara begins to wake up and Shikaku begins to recede, Naruto slams his head without his headband, which fell off, by the way, onto the ground, with his seal into Gaara's head. The mirror reflection finally shows, and Gaara and Naruto look into each other's eyes. Naruto tells Gaara, I know your pain. Not as a Jinchuriki. As being a monster myself in a family, I didn't know the same pain as you. My family cared and loved for me. I had my entire clan to support me, but you never had that. I understand the hatred of the villagers towards you. Everyone besides, I only had my family to look after me. The rest of the village hated me, despised me. They thought I would be a do-gooder, that I killed their precious fourth Hokage, and that I was the reason that killed their families. Gaara begins to cry, and Naruto gives him the gift of empathy, changing Gaara's life. After the battle, Sakura and the others finally show up who had taken out the other Chunin level Sand Ninja. They take them back to the village as Naruto, Sasuke, and Gaara are passed out. Then, the fight between the third Hokage and Orochimaru begins. Orochimaru begins battling with the third Hokage, and the third Hokage has to fight the two other first and second Hokages. Eventually, the third Hokage uses the Reaper Death Seal on Orochimaru and begins to seal his arms. When he realizes that some of the chakra points in his arms are still in his left arm are shut off, he smiles and thinks, Naruto, just as he dies and the Grim Reaper takes his soul. Orochimaru curses the third Hokage as the Konoha Crush attack is paused. At the end, they attend the funeral, and Naruto cries for the third Hokage and says that he won't forget what he had done for him. After the funeral, Naruto promises he will train harder than ever before to become the Hokage. When Naruto, after this, is relaxing at home, when suddenly Jiraiya comes by and is talking about how the old villagers had been talking about how he thinks that they think he should become the next Hokage. He disagreed and said that thinks Tsunade would be a better fit. And he told Naruto that he's taking him with him for a training mission. Naruto tells Neji and Hiyashi that he's going, and then says goodbye to Hinata. Hinata waves and says goodbye to her cousin Naruto. Naruto rushes off with Jiraiya, and they run out of the Leaf Village together. On the way there, Jiraiya begins instructing Naruto on the use of a very special technique that only that only the fourth Hokage had been able to use, that his student had taught him as well. It was called the Raseng point, or the Raseng drill. Basically, if you have a dojutsu, you can use a special type of Rasengan. He shows Naruto the Rasengan, and the ball of blue energy flows into his hand. He then shows into the tree, and it creates a perfectly shaped hole into it. He then explains to Naruto how the 3 steps of control, chakra shaping, and power rotation. He then tells Naruto that, however, I think that you can create an even better one that only the fourth Hokage had also created, that he himself, Jiraiya, hadn't even mastered, called the Raseng drill. A variation of the Rasengan that required you to use the Byakugan in order to precisely attack one chakra point. He instructs Naruto and explains that instead of using it as a ball, you have to use it as a sort of drill. Naruto takes this into mind and considers that he might try to learn this specifically to enhance his Byakugan talents. Later, he begins training for the Rasengan. With the Rada balloon, he immediately can perfectly pop it, and easily, actually, because his chakra control is much higher. Jiraiya, being impressed with this, sets him on to the next step of actually creating a Rasengan. This takes Naruto quite a lot longer. In fact, by the time they get to Tsunade, he's pretty much got the hang of making a semi-Rasengan. When Tsunade had been approached by Orochimaru, she still had said the same thing as the original, and then meets Jiraiya and Naruto at the bar. Tsunade, being heavily drunk at this point, starts dissing the Hokage, which pisses Naruto off as that's his dream. Naruto tells her that this isn't it, and that he wants to fight her right there and now. She says, sure, why not, kid? And then they go out and fight for Naruto's honor and her amusement. Immediately, she realized that there was a mistake. Naruto activates his Byakugan, and then she realizes that this is a Hyuga kid. Naruto rushes at full speed towards her, and activates his semi-Rasengan. She widens her eyes and then dodges him, punching him and sending him out of the way. Not using her full strength because she was surprised and didn't want to kill him. He shoots into a building, and then the semi-Rasengan crashes into a building, creating a small explosion. Naruto gets up, beaten, and is breathing heavily. He thinks, wow, this lady's strong, and then begins to rush towards her again, and tries to activate the 64-pound rotation. Tsunade, mid-rotation, catches his face, and then pushes him down, and then pushes him into the ground. She looks towards Jiraiya and asks if he seriously taught this kid that jutsu, the fourth Hokage's jutsu. Jiraiya smiles and said, yeah, sure. Then Tsunade says that if Naruto can master the jutsu and not have that imperfect, weak version, then she'll give him this necklace that was a gift from her grandfather, the first Hokage. Naruto, and even to top it off, she'll come back to the village with them. Naruto smiles and says he'll do whatever he can. And then, the next few days later, Naruto begins working on mastering the Rasengan. They meet up to go find Tsunade when they head to the place where Kabuto, Orochimaru, and Tsunade are at. The battle begins between Tsunade, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Kabuto. Immediately, Naruto begins to intercept Kabuto as he remembers him from the Chunin exams. This kid, this damn Hyuga kid's gonna get in my way of fighting this Lady Tsunade. He then activates his medical ninjutsu, which is a perfect counter, by the way, and perfect complement to Naruto's taijutsu, the Gentle Fist. As they begin using elegant blows against each other, they're fairly even in power. Naruto actually has to tap into the Kiwi's power at some point. Naruto reaches deep inside of the void and asks for any chakra, just a bit. He can almost do it. He then has enough chakra. Just as he's about to get stabbed, he grabs Kabuto's hand and locks the blade into his fingers, causing him to bleed. His Byakugan activated and a slit through his eyes. He looks up towards Kabuto and says, Kabuto, I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm taking the Lady Tsunade back to the Leaf Village. She's going to heal our friends, and no matter what. Then Naruto picks up his other finger and creates a shadow clone. The shadow clone then begins to form a Rasengan with Naruto, helping him construct the chakra. Naruto makes a perfect Rasengan and then just thrusts it into Kabuto. Kabuto's eyes open wide as he says, what is that jutsu? And then immediately Kabuto is pushed into that ball of energy and shoved into a rock. Tsunade, amazed at Naruto's skill, sees as he falls to the ground and tries to help him. Jiraiya and Orochimaru's battle goes just the same as the original, and then it ends. Let's zoom back a few weeks. While Naruto and Jiraiya are on the road, Sasuke had actually come to help Naruto. When this happened, Sasuke had found Itachi and Kisame there, about to abduct Naruto. Naruto activated his Byakugan, was fighting Kisame, and actually using a decent chance against Samehara without it being unsealed. Itachi uses the same thing on Sasuke and pushes him and tells him that his hatred isn't strong enough, which really pisses him off even more. Then, everything happens in the original, and we fast back forward to the future. Naruto, not captured as Jiraiya had saved them, has the same fight with Kabuto, and everything goes back to not the present. Naruto returns to the village of Tsunade, Jiraiya, and they get back to the Leaf Village, where Tsunade is officially known as the 5th Hokage. She heals Kakashi and Sasuke, which, happened as Kakashi had that fight with Itachi and Kisame who came into the Leaf Village. Then, after Sasuke and everyone recovers, Sasuke's moody and thinks about how much more powerful Naruto is. Naruto asks his friend Sasuke what's wrong. Sasuke says nothing, and then Sasuke asks if he wants to fight him. Naruto, surprised by this, asks Sasuke if he's sure, and that they never actually fought before, and for real. Sasuke said, oh, definitely. He smiled and looked at Naruto, unless you're scared. Then, Naruto and Sasuke smile at each other, both knowing that they're almost equal, as back in the academy, they'd both been powerful. When Sasuke gets to the roof, him and Naruto are honest with each other. He tells Naruto that, I don't know if I'm as strong as you anymore, and that really pisses me off, as I was always the superior one to you. Naruto's hair waves and blows in the wind as he looks at Sasuke. I'd argue about that one, Sasuke. They then begin their fight. Sasuke tells him to go all out, and if he holds anything back, then you'll definitely kill him. Naruto smiles and tells him to do the same. Then, the same battle begins. Naruto creates 3 shadow clones and then rushes between them. He has one of his shadow clones activate another shadow clone, and they jump off each other towards Sasuke. Sasuke uses a fireball jutsu and easily destroys these shadow clones. Naruto pops up behind him and then thrusts his fingers towards him, Gentle Fist style. Sasuke is using the Sharingan at this point, 3 Tomoe, barely dodges and misses getting his chakra point in his left shoulder cut. He then leaps backwards, doing a back somersault. and then quickly weaves the hand sides for a fireball jutsu and shoots it towards Naruto. Naruto then quickly makes hand signs and says, "Air wind bullet," and then shoots air bullets to blow the fireball back into Sasuke. The fireball is dissipated, and Sasuke's gone. Naruto immediately realizes his Byakugan's active and turns around to block a kick from Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke then have a taijutsu bout for the next few minutes. Naruto's taijutsu and Sasuke's taijutsu almost complementing each other perfectly. Naruto's swift and accurate, beautiful strikes against Sasuke's blowing, hard, and large, bountiful attacks. As Naruto and Sasuke begin to breathe heavily, Sasuke jumps up high into the air and then activates his Chidori, and his Sharingan activated as well. Naruto says, "All right, let's do it!" He then activates his Byakugan and then opens his right palm. He then begins to scream as he pushes chakra into his right hand. A ball of energy begins to form as it begins to shake. Naruto, losing a little bit of control of his head by this point, says, "Let's do it, Sasuke," and they rush towards each other. They leap into the air. Sakura rushes out and says, "No!" At that point, Kakashi jumps in and intercepts both of them. Both of them surprised to see Kakashi at that speed. He then throws him into the water towers. Sasuke's Chidori penetrates one, and Naruto's Rasengan penetrates the other. Then Sasuke and Kakashi asks Sasuke what's wrong, and Sasuke says nothing and walks away. Naruto, wondering what's going on with Sasuke and Kakashi, leaves and tells Sakura that it was fine, it was just a friendly battle. Kakashi then tells Naruto and Sasuke before Sasuke can walk away, "You're not supposed to use that type of jutsu on each other. Not on comrades. That you could have killed Sasuke, you could have killed Naruto. And Naruto, I'm ashamed. You knew that what that jutsu is capable of when you fought against Kabuto, as Jiraiya told me. And you still want to use it against your comrade Sasuke? How dare you, the both of you." They both hang their heads as they walk away. Kakashi goes to intercept Sasuke and asks him and talks to him just as in the original. When he leaves, the Sound Four come and abduct Sasuke. Sasuke agreeing, saying that he needs more power after he saw that attack that Naruto did. It made his Chidori look weak, and he had to be strong in order to beat Itachi. When Naruto hears this later, after Sakura intercepts him in the morning, Naruto pounds his fist into the table that they're standing at. He looks up towards where Sakura and Shikamaru are and says he's going with no matter what. Shikamaru had already agreed that he needed him with as well, but he was going to see if his brother Neji could come with too. Naruto, wondering why he would want Neji with, says, "I guess so, but we'll have to ask him." He says, "Sure." Says Shikamaru's plan is slightly different. In this timeline, Neji will be in the back and Naruto will be in the front. This way they'll have two Byakugan users be able to scan the area around, making it much more easy to avoid attacks and traps. Then, Shikamaru tells everyone, and Neji just agrees to come with, and tells him that he won't let Sasuke escape either. They won't let Sasuke leave the village and become a road ninja. Naruto nods his head and begins walking after Neji. They run out of the village, and everything happens in the original with the Jirobo and Choji, and also the spider dude, and Neji, and the sound chick, and Shikamaru. When Naruto and Sasuke begin their battle, the final battle of part 1 of Naruto, it gets serious. Naruto's Kyuubi chakra activates after Sasuke's in his curse mark form. Naruto tells Sasuke, "Sasuke, that power, it's evil. I know what it is. You have to get him out of you. This isn't you." Then Sasuke begins laughing in his weird Light Yagami ripoff. He looks towards Naruto and says, "No, Naruto. You don't understand the power of Orochimaru. You had this power. You chose to get rid of it. You could have had almost the same strength as I. We could have fought him together." Then Naruto says, "No!" He punches the water, and immediately Kyuubi chakra invokes him. Naruto's Byakugan begins to change slightly, and so does Sasuke's into the three Tomoe, mixed with his new state. Naruto in his one-tailed cloak and Byakugan activated begins to fight using Shadow Clone's air bullets and everything he knows against Sasuke. They're ferociously attacking each other as two wild beasts of nature. When suddenly they get to the fight between the Rasengan and Chidori. Naruto, never trying this jutsu before, decides he can do it now. He puts his right hand out and says, "Sasuke, I'll take you back to the village no matter what, even if I have to break every single bone in your body." Sasuke then says, "Come at me!" He puts his hand down and activates his Dark Chidori. Naruto pushes his hand to the side and says, "Vermilion Rasen Drill!" A Rasengan begins to form in his hand. Naruto squeezes his eyes together and says, "No!" Then he forces the Rasengan to form into a drill. It begins to spin even faster than the Rasengan originally was, and he rushes towards Sasuke. He says, "Sasuke!" No, Sasuke goes into his Curse Stage 2 form with the wings, and he says, "Naruto!" He shoves his Chidori towards Naruto's chest, and Naruto shoves his drill towards Sasuke. As Sasuke and Naruto's attacks clash into each other, a large explosion, just a bright light, fills the entire final valley. As the light envolves both of them, Naruto and Sasuke both fall to the ground. Naruto, who has his Byakugan turned off and his eyes closed, says, "Sasuke." Sasuke, whose left arm, by the way, it has a hole in his chest, is covering the hole in his arm and says, "Naruto." He then begins he drops his ninja headband and walks away. Naruto, is still conscious, pounds the fist into the ground and begins to try and drag himself towards Sasuke. He grabs his ninja head tool and is about to throw it when he suddenly falls to the ground. Sasuke doesn't look back and continues walking and says he'll get a way to the Mangekyo, to that power, without killing his best friend. He then makes it to Orochimaru's place, and Naruto is taken back by Kakashi, barely alive. When Naruto is healed by Tsunade, he wakes up a few days later, and then Jiraiya tells him that he's going to need to train hard in order to evade the Akatsuki and become even stronger so that they can reclaim Sasuke to the Leaf. Naruto looks up and smiles and then thinks that he failed his promise to Sakura. Sakura is still upset at this point and begins to ask Tsunade about training her. Then, as Naruto walks out of Konoha village, he says goodbye to his family at the Hyuga clan. As he walks out of Konoha for the final time for 3 years, he waves goodbye, and him and Jiraiya begin the start. Naruto begins his training for Shippuden. Last time, Naruto had failed to defeat Sasuke in the final valley. His Byakugan had strained as he had felt every inch of his body reach for that power, the power that he needed in order to defeat Sasuke. However, it continued to evade him. Now, 3 years have passed, and Naruto Hyuga has become even stronger along his journey with Jiraiya, one of the 3 Sannin of the Leaf. Naruto is now returning back to the Leaf Village, and as we zoom in, as we see him, we see Naruto wearing a strange kimono, similar to that of, you can imagine, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, but his is orange and black, similar to his Shippuden colors. As Naruto is walking back, his Byakugan seem to glimmer in the sun, as he and Jiraiya are almost back to the Leaf Village. "You're gonna be okay, Naruto? You know I'm gonna have to go away again for several weeks on some more missions." Naruto would then nod and tell Jiraiya that he completely understands. Naruto would then walk into the front gate, as Jiraiya and him would make it inside. Naruto's personality has changed quite a lot after these 3 years. Naruto is much calmer and actually seems kind of cool when you see him for the first time. However, this immediately changes as Naruto meets Sakura and is flustered. Sakura says hi to Naruto and says that he looks so much taller now. Naruto and Sakura greet each other when Naruto says he wants to take a good look at the Leaf Village. He immediately jumps up as he climbs to the top of that same rooftop and stretches his arms out wide as he breathes in a gasp of air, looking over the entire Leaf Village. Naruto would then jump back down as he would greet the rest of the villagers as well as other people who had come to see him. Naruto would then be taken to Lady Tsunade as their first test would begin. Jiraiya had trained Naruto, and so it's time to see what he's gained from this training. Naruto would begin his first test. Naruto was told that he would then be fighting Kakashi-sensei along with Sakura as the new Team 7 bell test. Naruto nods as Sakura and him look at each other. Then, this is when Kakashi walks into the room greeting his students. Naruto gives Kakashi the gift of that book that Privy Sage had written for him from a while ago, and Kakashi's ecstatic about getting it. Naruto, knowing that he's given him this gift, then tells him it's no problem, Kakashi, as they decide to head off to do the test. As they begin the test, Naruto tells Sakura that they should go in on the offensive almost immediately before Kakashi can possibly activate his Sharingan. As soon as the battle's countdown starts immediately, Naruto activates his Byakugan. Byakugan! Suddenly, the sound of the Byakugan activates, as Naruto's range of sight has increased to over 8 miles through his training of Jiraiya. Naruto scans throughout the forest and can see Kakashi's chakra points. Sakura, 32 degrees north. He's about 3 miles in. If we head into the forest that way, I'll take the right and we can head around. You head left. He then tells Sakura the plan. As Naruto then heads to the right and Sakura heads left, they begin to corner and create a pincer attack on Kakashi. Kakashi, who already knows that Naruto would have used his Byakugan, is trying to hide his presence now so that way it's harder for Sakura to find him so they can't double team on him. Immediately, Naruto spots Kakashi's white hair in the tree leaves. Naruto begins to form the hand signs for the jutsu at a rapid pace. He then quickly pulls his hand back as he begins to form the wind gale palm. As he then shoots this gale palm forward, the burst of wind energy and wind nature comes blasting out towards Kakashi, pushing him off balance. Sakura, do it now, Naruto says as immediately Sakura comes rushing out of the woods and begins to charge her fist with the power of chakra, the same way that medical ninjutsu worked, the way that, well, Tsunade, her teacher, had instructed her. Now that Sakura was about to strike Kakashi, Kakashi was in a tough place. Kakashi rolls out of the way midair and uses a fireball jutsu to push him up into the air higher. Oh no you don't, you're not going to get away from me this time. Naruto then rushes after him as he begins to charge chakra in his right hand, and begins to spin it very fast. Suddenly a light blue Rasengan begins to form, as Naruto takes the Rasengan and is about to thrust it towards Kakashi. As Naruto is just about to hit Kakashi with the Rasengan, Kakashi then quickly teleports away using the substitution jutsu, as Naruto completely disintegrates the wood block that falls down. Naruto then jumps to the ground as he nods to Sakura, saying that they can get him out. Immediately, him and Sakura begin to rush towards where they believe Kakashi might be. Naruto has Byakugan activated. Naruto's Byakugan has become even more purified over the past few years, and so any discrepancies in his 360-degree vision has pretty much been completely cleared away. As Naruto sees Kakashi, he quickly jumps from tree to tree, activating his style, Gentle Fist style. He then uses the 64 palms as he tries to strike Kakashi, getting 2 of his chakra points. Kakashi is rather impressed with Naruto's style, as well as how much calmer Naruto seems to be now. He thinks back to the old days when Naruto was super rambunctious all the time. As he's thinking about this, Naruto then says he can tell that he's distracted Kakashi-sensei. He then begins to thrust his 2-pointer as well as ring finger towards Kakashi and just is about to press another chakra point. Sakura then comes out of nowhere and punches the ground, causing an earthquake to throw both of them off of their solid footing that they were on. Kakashi and Naruto fall over as they then look up, kind of annoyed. Sakura says sorry about that, as she then palms her fists together, saying that she's gotten a lot stronger. She then begins to rush at Kakashi, throwing large punches from either side. Very heavy hitters. Kakashi blocks and tries to dodge out of each of these, as wind comes rushing past his face. Now Sakura continues her rampage attack on Kakashi, while Naruto begins to form a plan. He quickly forms 2 shadow clones who all go around in a 3-pincer attack. Naruto then says to use their jutsu, as he tells Sakura that they've got him cornered. All of the shadow clones, besides Naruto himself, quickly begin to form a barrier. Yes, Naruto has learned the barrier sealing jutsu from Jiraiya, as Jiraiya had been teaching Naruto multiple jutsus over the 3 years, instead of just that giant Rasengan. Because Naruto's chakra control is so much better in this timeline due to him being a Hyuga, he can easily do sealing jutsus, as well as him having the Uzumaki blood, which makes him more efficient. Naruto uses the sealing jutsu and creates the barrier. The barrier begins to light up around the forest as now all of the people, including Tsunade and Iruka-sensei, can see this large barrier in the forest. Kakashi sees the barrier and thinks, wow, that's a new jutsu, Naruto. Just as he dodges out of the way of another one of Sakura's punches. Naruto leaves all 3 of his shadow clones in the corners of the respective Bermuda seal. Now Naruto begins running towards the center as he can see both of his 2 comrades fighting. Naruto then jumps on top of Sakura's shoulders as he uses her as a springboard and pushes her off, sending her flying backwards as he then pushes himself towards Kakashi-sensei. Immediately, Naruto is then clotheslined by Kakashi. However, this version of Naruto then poofs into smoke, as Naruto comes from behind the smoke with a Rasengan in hand. Just as Kakashi is about to use the substitution jutsu to pull himself away, Naruto says, oh no you don't, just as a shadow clone that had been behind him grabs Naruto and spins him, causing him to move faster. Naruto's body goes hurling towards Kakashi as he shoves the Rasengan into Kakashi's chest. Kakashi goes flying back as he hits into a tree. Kakashi's book falls out of his hands as he looks in sadness as Naruto is about to step on it. Just as his hand reaches forward, Naruto then says he's got him this time. Naruto quickly jumps on top of Kakashi and holds him down as Sakura grabs the 2 bells. Now that they both have the bells, Naruto and Sakura smile as Naruto's whiskers go up. Kakashi hasn't seen Naruto smile like that for a long time now. And thus, the end of the Kakashi Bell training session 2 is over. Naruto would head back with the team as Kakashi tells Tsunade that they actually beat him, and Tsunade is rather impressed. Kakashi would then inform Tsunade that Naruto has some rather peculiar jutsus that he's learned now. He believes that he's actually mastered a sealing jutsu. Tsunade is rather impressed with Naruto and thinks that that's pretty impressive for someone of his age to master something like that that can hold Kakashi. Naruto then holds his hand behind his head and says he didn't really do that much and that Jiraiya was the one who taught it to him after all anyway. Naruto would then continue moving forward as he would go to Ichiraku Ramen to get a celebratory meal. The next day, Naruto would be told that his team would be assigned with a new mission. Now, Naruto, wondering what this could be, is then locks eyes with Tsunade. Tsunade tells him that the Kazekage of the Sand has been kidnapped. Naruto looks up in shock as he's assigned to save the Kazekage, Gaara. He didn't know that Gaara was assigned to be the new Kazekage, and he's rather impressed as he smiles, looking up at Tsunade, telling him that he's glad his friend had gone so far. Tsunade then tells him that if he doesn't go save him, then the only place he'll be getting far is 6 feet under. Naruto looks horrified, and then Tsunade tells him to get going with his team. Naruto rushes out as he meets up with Kakashi and Sakura. Alright guys, let's go. This is our team mission status. Kakashi reads through it rather quickly using his Sharingan and tells them they should get going now, as they all begin to head out. They begin walking across the Land of Fire as they rush towards the actual the Land of Wind. After 3 days, they finally make it towards the Land of Wind, where they see sand flowing in every which way, and the dust flowing throughout the air would get into their eyes. Naruto deactivates his Byakugan so as to not have to see each particle moving out throughout the sand, which actually hurt his eyes a little bit. Naruto covers his face with a cloth as he and the rest of the team would continue moving forward. Every so often, if they got lost, Naruto would use his Byakugan to look to the correct direction. As Naruto and the team would make it towards the sand village, Naruto would then get to the front gates. They'd be allowed in to where they would then see Kankuro in pain in the main office. Sakura immediately begins treatment of Kankuro and tries to save him, using her specialized medical ninjutsu. Naruto helps Sakura by using his Byakugan to direct exactly where the poison is, which Sakura thanks him for, as Naruto's become much more precise with his visionary skills and prowess. Naruto would then ask what happened, and then they would say that Kankuro went after to go try and save Gaara himself, but unfortunately he had been taken by one of the Akatsuki's poison attacks. Sorcery of the Red Sand. Naruto would then nod and say that he and the rest of their team will head out to go and confront them immediately. Kakashi tells him to wait and asks if there's any catch to anything that happened before so they can understand what happened. The 2 Akatsuki members known as Deidara and Sorcery had come to the Sand Village to try and attack and capture Gaara, to try and tame the One-Tails. Naruto thinks about the creature inside of him himself being a Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tails, and he tightens his fist thinking of how cruel that was. They then tell them that they should head out immediately, and this is when Lady Chiho, noticing that Sakura was a student of Tsunade, says that she wants to come with as well, that if they're going to fight Sorcery, they're definitely going to need his help against his poisons. Lady Chiho would then go with the team as they begin to head out. Now Kankuro feeling better after the poison had been removed from his body. Naruto and the team would then head out over the sand, as they see multiple traps led along the way, which Naruto easily can tell where they are using his Byakugan, which breaks through most Genjutsu as well. Team 7 and Lady Chiho would continue rushing forward, as they eventually make it to that same valley. Guy's team would be coming out to try and assist them with the capturing of the Akatsuki and reclaiming of the Kazekage, but this is when they run into the clone traps, or filler. But anyway, Naruto and Team 7 would then head into the cave, as Naruto scans using his Byakugan and tells Sakura that there's definitely some members of the Akatsuki in there. Naruto would then ask Sakura if she wants to do the honors, and she says with pleasure. She charges her hands with chakra, she then punches the boulder, causing her to split in half directly and fall to the sides. Kakashi and Naruto both clap politely as they then jump down to join her. As they walk into the cave, they then see Sasori and Deidara, with Lord Gaara laying down, seemingly dead. Naruto would rush over almost instantly as he runs to Gaara and touches his fingers to his neck. Gaara! Gaara, are you okay? Gaara would not open his eyes, and his breathing was stilled. The air in Naruto's chest would stop for a second, as he feels like he's drowning. He then looks up to the Akatsuki members and says he's going to kill them. Naruto's Byakugan is fully activated with rage. Naruto would then charge forward out of rage as he rushes towards Deidara and Sasori. Deidara would get on his Claymore and begin to fly away as he says he's going to capture the Nine Tails next. As Naruto runs forward, unknown to him, Naruto begins to activate a power in his eyes in the Byakugan. The Byakugan slowly begins to glow a lighter blue, as some sort of form of chakra begins to flow over Naruto's body for a split second. Naruto speeds up as his strength increases, and just as this is about to take place, the chakra flows away, and suddenly the red chakra of the Nine Tails begins to overflow Naruto. Naruto jumps forward as he slams into the bird that Deidara is holding, as he's about to try and cling onto it. Naruto, using his hands and feet, grip onto the bird and try and rip at Deidara's leg. Kakashi, who's running behind him, now tells Naruto to get off of him, as they might not be able to come back and help Sakura and Chiho. Just as he's doing this, Kakashi decides he has to help Naruto, as he pulls back his headband to reveal his Mangekyo Sharingan. He quickly activates the Mangekyo Sharingan and uses Kamui to teleport away Deidara's arm, just as Naruto's pulling on it. Deidara yelps in pain as he feels his arm go missing. He then rips Naruto off as he destroys the bird, having it explode, pushing Naruto back. As Naruto falls into the woods, his Nine Tails chakras begin to overpower him, as his Byakugan are gleaming a brighter red, with the slit of the Kyuubi in between them. Naruto looks back to Kakashi as he snarls, with the three tails completely surrounding him. Now Kakashi pulls out the seal that Jiraiya had given him on paper, and rushes forward and stamps onto Naruto's head, just as the Nine Tails seal is tightened. Deidara barely makes it away, as he hides in the forest to see if Sasori will make it out alright. Naruto and Kakashi walk back as they make it back, trying to see if they can help Sakura and Chiho still. Once they make it back, they see that Sakura and Lady Chiho had actually taken care of and finished off the Sorcery of the Red Sand. They then take Gaara's body, which Naruto holds sadly as they walk back. Lady Chiho, seeing Naruto's determination as a fellow Jinchuriki, as well as for a member of someone outside of his village, a member of the Sand, takes this opportunity and says that she's going to sacrifice her life to save the young Kazekage. She then Lady Chiho uses her jutsu to save Lord Gaara's life. As she then dies, Gaara would then awaken. Gaara would see Naruto and thank him for saving him, with Naruto telling him that he didn't do anything and that Lady Chiho is the one who did everything to save him. Gaara then looks to everyone around him, including the other Sand Shinobi who were now there, awing as their Lord Kazekage had returned to them. With the Kazekage returned safely, Naruto, as Sakura and Kakashi with a heavy weight in their heart, will begin to head back to the Leaf Village. Kakashi, who's feeling rather out of it after using the Mangekyo Sharingan, is feeling his chakra very low, and decides he needs to recover for a bit. As they make it back to the Leaf Village, this is when Yamato would be assigned to be the leader for Naruto's team. Their next mission would be to investigate the information that Sakura had gained from Sasori of the Red Sand. They're going to be investigating a bridge over near the Land of Grass, where they would be able to find and see Sasori's spy that is currently working for Orochimaru for him. Naruto would then head out, and just as he gets back to the village and decides to go and head out of his house to go hang out with Shikamaru and Choji, Naruto would then see his longtime friend and also rival, Neji Hyuga. Big brother! Naruto would say as he runs forward to say hi to Neji. Neji would turn around, not realizing that Naruto's back in the village, as he sees Naruto. Neji sees that Naruto's Byakugan seem even brighter now than before. He then gives Naruto a hug and says it's good to see him. Naruto tells him it's been so long and asks how he's doing. Neji smiles and tells him it's been going well. This is when Neji, Hinata, and Naruto decide to go out and hang out with Choji, as well as Shikamaru. All five of them are running around, with Naruto and his two cousins, while his two friends are with him too. This is when they'd run into Sai. The three Hyuga members, along with the other two, Shikamaru and Choji, would be confronted by Sai as he decides to test their power, especially the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails power. He quickly creates some art forms of tigers as well as other animals, which begin to rush towards them. Naruto and Neji easily take care of this in almost a split second before anyone else can even do anything. You ready? Yeah. Neji and Naruto rush forward as they begin to activate the Gentle Fist style, with Naruto easily using one taps with his finger and Gentle Fist style to completely disintegrate each individual drawing. Neji and Naruto come out on top, defeating all of the drawing animals with seemingly no pressure at all. He then looks back at Neji and smiles, telling him that he's gotten the gentle fist style and the 64 palms trigrams completely down. Neji then tells him and smirk that we'll see about that. Naruto would then look up to Sai and ask him what is he doing to him and why is he attacking him in the middle of the village. Sai would say nothing as he decides to teleport away and tell Danzo of this predicament that he's found, as well as how strong Naruto seems to be. This is when Sai comes into the Foundation building and reports to Lord Danzo. He's extremely strong, especially for a Hyuga clan member. I might consider him even inviting him to join the Anbu Black Ops now. Danzo would then nod, as he then tells him that might be an easier way to control the Nine Tails. But they'll get onto it next time. However, now, Sai, it's your turn to try and do your best to get me more information about Orochimaru and complete your mission. And what mission would that be, sir? Sai asked with questioning. You know, Sai, to kill Sasuke Uchiha. We are now getting to the next part, so I hope you guys are ready. No recap needed. Let's go. Naruto and his team, along with Sai now, and Yamato, with Sakura, head towards the land of grass. Naruto and Sai are bickering the entire way, with Sai seemingly having no emotions, which really ticks off Naruto. Don't you care about anything, Sai? Like a favorite food or a color? Pfft, why would I care about a favorite color, you see? All I need to really care about is that I do my job. Unlike you, Naruto, who seems to have slacking for the last 3 years instead of training. Naruto would then grow a small anger symbol on his forehead as he then yells at Sai, telling him that's not true at all, and tells him that he's gotten loads stronger than he was last time, and at this time if they see Sasuke again and actually are able to save him, then they're definitely going to be able to defeat him. Yamato sighs as he lays back into L's and pleads to be quiet, and that his ears are about to bleed from hearing them bickering and yelling this entire time. Naruto apologizes quickly, as Sakura, who seems to feel nothing, as well as is just ignoring the situation. This is when Sai makes fun of Sasuke, and he says that Sasuke is a rogue ninja, so what's the point of even trying to save him anyway? He should just die. Naruto then immediately feels rage, as he's about to turn and hit Sai across the face. Just as he's about to turn to punch Sai, Sakura stops him and grabs his fist. Sakura? Sakura then stops Naruto as he holds him back, Sai smiling and saying, see, even she believes that it's true. Suddenly, Sakura punches Sai in the gut, as Sai falls back with Sakura still smiling, walking forward and telling Sai that he shouldn't judge a book by its cover, and that there's a lot more to Sasuke than what he might know about him. Naruto then nods his head and tells Sai that's right, as he heads forward. After a while, Sai asks Naruto what he thinks is so special about this Sasuke. Naruto then smiles as he tells Sai that he and Sasuke have a very special bond. It's similar to a bond that he and Neji have, his actual brother, but it's different. Sasuke and his brother have fights all the time, and Sasuke hates him and wants to kill him, but he just pushes everyone away. I felt like that a long time ago too when I was younger. I couldn't do anything right, and my older brother was always outshining me in everything that I did. I never felt like I was adequate or able to do anything on my own, which really limited my abilities and made me not be able to see who I really was in life. After the 3 years of training that I've done with Jiraiya, I feel like I can be confident in myself and what I believe in now. So, I believe that I really can become the Hokage someday. And even if Neji is stronger and faster than me, there's maybe a day that I'll be stronger and faster than him if I just keep trying. Sai says that manner of thinking is stupid, and that instead of thinking about it he should think about it more logically. That Neji is more talented than him, and that Neji Hyuga is one of the best of his entire clan. Naruto nods as he agrees, telling Sai that that's true, but there can always be more than one best. Sasuke never had that though. Sasuke, unlike me, didn't have a clan anymore. When he was growing up, he was always alone. And I felt that a little bit too. But Sasuke told me that I didn't understand him. He told me that I didn't understand what it was like to be him. Unknown to him, though, being the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails host, the only people who treated me like a normal person was my family. They were the only people I could rely on and count on. Everyone else in the village treated me like dirt, or less than human. If I didn't have him, I would know exactly how he feels. And every time that I was walking alone to school, or going anywhere by myself, I felt very much alone. Very alone indeed. Naruto would then think back to the time that he was a young child, crying as he runs into the head of the Hyuga's clan's room, Hiyashi, who was currently watching Neji and Hinata train together. As Naruto comes crying into the room, his whiskers covered with tears, Hiyashi smiles and asks him what's wrong, and Naruto would cry as he tells him about what happened with the villagers. Hiyashi would then comfort Naruto as he pats his head and tells Naruto that's alright, and that someday they'll all accept him. Right, Naruto? Naruto looks up with his clearish eyes, as his Byakugan had already been activated at a very young age, even sooner than Lady Hinata's were. Naruto nods as then he looks over to see his two cousins training. Naruto looks up as he tells Sai that Neji isn't really his real brother, but he always had been there for him as well, and it seemed like he was an older brother to him. He wanted Sasuke to have that same feeling to him as well. Naruto would then continue walking along with the rest of the team, as they finally made it to the area of the bridge where they were supposed to meet up with Sasori's spy. They begin to go over the plan as Naruto uses Byakugan to scan for anyone coming. Then, Naruto, using the radio, alerts Yamato that there's 2 chakra signatures out there across the plains, but only one seems to be approaching, and that the spy might be being tailed. Yamato nods. He says he'll be prepared for any adversaries. As suddenly, Kabuto releases his hood and says, "Lord Sasori, I have some news for you." Suddenly, this is when Kabuto begins to stab with his medical chakra blade as he tries to cut Sasori and kill him. Yamato flies back as he deactivates the transformation jutsu. "I don't suppose this is your true form then. I suppose Lord Sasori was killed?" Yamato then says, "Do it now," as Naruto, using his Byakugan, comes flying down the hill along with Sai and Sakura. Sai quickly creates 3 birds with using his art-style jutsu, as they all jump on top of one, flying over Kabuto. Naruto begins to pelt wind-style attacks towards Kabuto, using wind gale palms over and over again. Kabuto begins to get attacked by these as he falls back. Orochimaru comes flying out of nowhere, as Naruto, using his Byakugan, can see him aiming for him. Naruto turns around super fast as Orochimaru is in surprise of seeing that his Byakugan could actually withstand and also evolve past the ability of having that weakness in the 360-degree angle. Naruto turns and quickly uses an axe blade kick, kicking Orochimaru back down to the bridge, causing it to bend a bit. As they all fall down to the bridge, Sai, Yamato, and Sakura all ready for a fight. Naruto is then walking forward as Orochimaru begins to laugh, saying that they'll never find Sasuke. He then begins to talk about Sasuke as Naruto feels a vein on his forehead begin to bulge. "You don't know anything about Sasuke. He's not something you own. He's a person!" Naruto then rushes forward as his Byakugan are fully activated with veins across his face. Kabuto would try to stop him, but Orochimaru says he wants to fight this one. Naruto then creates shadow clones, which begin to pick him up into the air. As Naruto is then thrown into the air, and he's beginning to head down, he begins to spin. As Naruto's spinning, he creates a Rasengan as he has both hands straight up. As he uses this, the Rasengan's shape begins to mold into a small drill. With Naruto's perfect, almost seemingly chakra control, he begins to drill directly towards Orochimaru, spinning at a fast speed. Well, that's an interesting use of the Rasengan's formative properties. He then dodges out of the way of Naruto as a spinning bullet comes diving to the ground, causing the right side of the bridge to collapse. Kabuto, Yamato, as well as Sai and Sakura begin battling on their own, while Orochimaru and Naruto be going at it. Orochimaru would talk about how much stronger Sasuke is than him, and Naruto grit his teeth, telling him that he's wrong. He then punches with his right hand, slamming it into Orochimaru, sending him back. Orochimaru cackles as he sits up, laughing as his tongue sticks out, leaning across the rest of his face. He then licks his lips and tells Naruto there's no way that he can beat Sasuke if he can't beat himself, as Sasuke is even more powerful than he is now. Naruto tells him to shut up as he begins to feel the seal on the key begin to loosen. Naruto's emotions are slowly losing himself, as Naruto is about to give into rage. Naruto is completely suddenly enveloped by the Nine Tails chakra, as the Four Tails begin to grow on Naruto. Naruto roars in an animalistic-like tone as he begins to charge towards Orochimaru, actually doing damage to him. "That's so much better now," Orochimaru says as he grits his teeth, feeling pain across his body. Naruto begins to roar as he begins to charge chakra up, with the Kyuubi beginning to form a Bijou Bomb. With the Bijou Bomb being formed, he blasts this at Orochimaru, who uses his own defensive jutsu and blocks it, with all of the doors being destroyed and Orochimaru being in a bad shape. Orochimaru is then grabbed by Kabuto, who retreats, and takes Orochimaru as they rush away. With now Naruto writhing in pain, as Yamato uses the sealing jutsu. Before Yamato can use the sealing jutsu to try and seal back up Naruto's Kyuubi power, Sakura comes running forward to see if Naruto's okay and if he needs any healing. No, Sakura, stay back! Naruto whips one of his tails and hits Sakura, causing her to have immense damage on her left arm. She yells in pain as she falls back to the ground, with a large scratch across her shoulder. Tears begin to flow from her eyes as Naruto is beginning to get sealed by the Kyuubi. The Kyuubi seal is beginning to get formed back inside of Naruto's stomach, and as Yamato finishes up, the skin across Naruto is completely red. He falls to the ground with blood spurting around him, as Sakura rushes forward to try and heal him. Yamato then tells Sakura she needs to worry about herself, as the chakra that had touched her body was extremely poisonous. For anyone except the Jinchuriki, of course. Naruto would be healed by Sakura and has no memory of what occurred during the battle. This is when they decide that they should be able to follow him. Yamato then lets them know that he had sent a wood clone after them and that they can use that to try and find the base that they're hiding Sasuke at. Naruto nods and asks Yamato what happened to Sakura, or if Kabuto did that to her. He then takes Naruto aside and tells him that he was the one who did it to Sakura. Naruto's eyes widen as he thinks about what he did, and that he can't use the Kyuubi's power anymore if he wants to actually be a shinobi. He tells Yamato he understands, and says that they have to go rescue Sasuke now. And so, the team begin to head out, with Sai seemingly disappearing now, as Sai had left during the battle against Kabuto, and was now flying towards Orochimaru's base.
Last time on What If Naruto Was a Hyuga, Shippuden Part 3, Naruto, Sai, and Sasuke, this Naruto using his Byakugan in battle, would have fought against Orochimaru and Kabuto, with them going after Sasuke based off the information Sasori had given them. Naruto was in hot pursuit, with Sai having broken off from the group, going off to kill Sasuke all by himself. We'll be continuing on from that point with following Yamato, Naruto, and Sakura, specifically beginning with that certain scene from the very beginning of Shippuden, where we see Naruto and Sakura running down a mysterious hallway, lit by yellow candlelight, the two appearing to meet each other in the center. As the tunnel had collapsed, and above we see Orochimaru and Sasuke standing, looking down upon Sasuke's former teammates. It's here in the original show that we see the real gap between Naruto and Sasuke, and that case would be highlighted here. Naruto would yell out Sakura's name seeing her as they both exit into the collapsed area, where we just see Sai having about to try and assassinate Sasuke, would have been pushed back and almost killed. Naruto could see how strong Sasuke was, as Sasuke would speed blitz Naruto, who has 360-degree vision, putting his arm around Naruto and saying, "How's it been?" This Naruto would remain stock frozen, as Sasuke would simply vanish again, appearing next to Orochimaru, as both Naruto and Sakura would ask Sasuke why he's doing this. Sasuke would sigh, saying that he's not part of their team anymore. They're not friends, they share no bonds. In fact, he'd hold his hand up. Orochimaru would grab it, saying there's no point in doing that, saying they should just leave. Leave these weaklings to other weaklings to finish off. Sasuke would swipe his hand away from his master, saying, "Fine," as Yamato would arrive, just in time, watching as both Orochimaru and Sasuke would seemingly fade away, turning into dust using Orochimaru's jutsu, and escaping, when in reality they could have probably completely obliterated them, had Orochimaru felt like it, that is. Maybe that'd be a pretty good what if. What if Sasuke killed Naruto and Sakura in the beginning of Shippuden? Oh well, a thought for another time. Let's continue onwards with Naruto feeling that gap, even himself supposedly being from the greater clan, with both of them possessing eyes from the three great dojutsu, that being the legendary Sharingan, Byakugan, and Rinnegan. Naruto would be feeling defeated as he, Sai, Sakura, and Yamato would return to the Leaf Village to tell the Hokage what they had seen. After this arc is where we get that small arc with Hidan and Kakuzu, with Shikamaru becoming the main protagonist for a while, as Naruto trains. Naruto had trained to create a jutsu himself to finish and complete the Rasengan. The Rasengan being a jutsu that would still be created by Minato in this timeline, because even though Minato is a Hyuga, he still isn't completely reliant on Hyuga abilities. Not to mention that the purpose as to why he created the Rasengan was revealed within the Minato one-shot, where it is revealed that Minato created the Rasengan as a gift for Kushina, which is still Naruto's mother, by the way. In this timeline, Minato was born a Hyuga, with there being triplets of Minato, Hizashi, and Hiyashi. Minato, being the youngest, would also have been part of the side branch family. This means that because Naruto is half Uzumaki, he has the same amount of chakra, if not more than he would have because of his Hyuga side in canon, as well as the ability to use it. Anyway, enough of the expounding on things. Naruto would continue to train with both Yamato and Kakashi, who had recovered, with Kakashi being his master still, and would still create the Rasen Shuriken, using his power of the Byakugan to refine his chakra control. Watching his Rasen Shuriken as he creates it using shadow clones, Naruto would be able to witness what he's making mistakes on, refining it to an even finer degree because he can not only use just Kakashi and Yamato to help contain the Nine Tails, but also rely on his own dojutsu to find any imperfections with his chakra control. Naruto would come in at the end helping Kakashi fight off against, Kakuzu, throwing his Rasen Shuriken with pinpoint accuracy and decimating Kakuzu, Shikamaru taking the win over Hidan, and subsequently ending the arc. After this is where things are going to get a little dicey, since in this version of events, Naruto and Neji, alongside the other Konoha 11, would still be sent on their mission with their cool white red cloak things to go and find Sasuke, because apparently half of Shippuden has to be Naruto chasing Sasuke. Anyway, Naruto would go on that mission while Jiraiya is still pursuing the events of the Angel and God in the Rain Village, where he would be chasing down 2 more members of the Akatsuki. He would fall in battle, even having summoned Ma and Pa and entering imperfect Sage mode, the highest level of power that Jiraiya had access to in this timeline. Naruto would feel a hand on his shoulder as Jiraiya passes away, his spirit leaving this world and moving on into the next one. Naruto would once again fail to find Sasuke and bring him back because, Sasuke. Oh, and Sasuke in the meantime has killed Orochimaru, absorbed him, and now making him even stronger, having a healing factor, and as well as absorbing all of his jutsu, basically giving him a charcuterie board of new passive abilities, which is just wild thinking back on it. Because if we think about this, Orochimaru's cells, when Sasuke absorbed him, have their own unique effects on Sasuke's body, just like Hashirama cells. So you could say Orochimaru must have used Hashirama cells on his own body or something, but the fact that Orochimaru gives Sasuke a healing factor when he absorbs him feels weird. Anyway, he also killed Deidara, formed the Taka, and is currently hunting down his brother Itachi. Naruto returns to the leaf empty-handed once again. If I was the Hokage, I would have put a stop to that after the second attempt. I'd been like, bro, he's not coming back. That man is a traitor, and we're about to send the Abu on his ass. But hey, you know what they say? Let her cook, let her cook. Anyway, Pa would return to the Leaf Village with some brand new sick back tats thanks to Jiraiya, and Naruto would break the code that the Hokage's best code breakers of the Leaf Village could not, for some reason, with Naruto realizing that the code is referencing pages and sentences within Makeout Tactics, which on a real note, I swear if Kishimoto would ever write a Makeout Tactics that could be bought in like a real book in the real world, I would cop it. That's just me though. But anyway, Naruto would decipher the code, with the code being the real one is not among them, Jiraiya having figured out the identity of his assailants before he died. Naruto would go off to train with Pa and Ma, becoming the first ever Hyuga to be trained in Sage Arts. While Naruto is busy learning how to use Sage Mode, the Pains would come and attack the Leaf Village, using a Shinra Tensei. However, there is one key difference here. That being that Team Guy would actually be inside the village, because unlike Kishimoto, I'm not writing them out. In fact, I'm writing them in. Since Naruto would have likely told his clan about the oncoming danger of the potential Akatsuki members, this is when Neji would refuse to leave the village at this critical time until Naruto returns, meaning we have Guy, Lee, and Neji all in the village. So, when the Pains attack, I'm just saying Konohamaru's spot is stolen, okay? Because Guy is going to 7th gate the hell out of at least 2 or 3 of them before they find out they can recover. That is, unless he's taken out by the Diva Path first or something. But let's just say in this case that Guy would not be able to take on all the passive pain, either because he's not wanting to use his 8 inner gates of death he doesn't feel pushed to. He doesn't see Kakashi die to save Choji. Basically, let's just assume that he doesn't use 8 inner gates, because even if he did and defeated all the passive pain, which he could, he has the power to at that point, he would still die. A meaningless death, because Naruto and Konan would still be both alive, and they'd probably just flee after seeing that and then return at a later date, at which point that would just be meaningless. So for the sake of things and keeping plot convenience, he only uses 7 gates. Kakashi would still die, which causes Guy to go on a rampage, defeating 2 paths of pain, leaving 4 of them when Naruto arrives after Guy gets put down by a Shinra Tensei from the Diva Path. Lee and Neji would be fighting off the last paths of pain, the 4 of them, while the other 2 are being recovered by the Healer Path. And Lee would enter into the 6th gate, taking on 2 or 3 of them by himself, while Neji fights the Diva Path. The Diva Path would impale Neji with a chakra rod. Using the Animal Path and summoning multiple summons to attack Neji at once, Lee would be overpowered and Neji would be on the brink of death. Naruto would appear in a cloud of smoke as Katsuyu had warned him and the Toads, and as Naruto arrives in his red cloak having mastered Sage Mode, he would see Neji being stabbed with a chakra rod through the heart, as Naruto would yell out no, watching his older brother seemingly die. Pa would tell Naruto to keep focused, saying that in order to keep up this Sage Mode as long as possible, he needs to not let any emotions get in his way. Naruto would grit his teeth, feeling the Nine Tails coming out slowly as he realizes what's going on, activating his Byakugan as he stares down the paths. Neji would have realized it too, just like Naruto, that the chakra was coming from a different location, but it's not like you could get away when he has all the paths on him. Lee would still be putting up a fight almost unconscious as he gets punched down by the tech path using rockets to blast Lee, with Lee's battlesuit being completely torn to shreds. Naruto would use his newly found combined taijutsu abilities of Hyuga Frog Taijutsu, essentially able to use the ability to cut off chakra points from a distance, not even having to touch his opponent. With the Hyuga style having to have precise touches on different chakra points, Naruto would be able to use Frog style Kumite combined with the Hyuga Taijutsu style to shut down the paths of pain's chakra points in just a matter of seconds. Naruto with his Byakugan after taking out the Diva Path using Sage Mode and his extra Shadow Clones would not need the Nine Tails, even with the One Tails cloak having come out from his rage at seeing Neji seemingly killed. Naruto would have ripped the chakra out of Neji's body, throwing him to Tsunade while he was still alive. As Naruto would then trace the chakra he had sensed using Sage Mode and his Byakugan, he would easily find Konan and Nagato as they have a discussion about the cycle of hatred. Nagato expounding upon why he wants these huge animal nukes to control the peace of the entire world for about 40 or so years until it goes back to normal once he dies. Naruto would say that he'll end the cycle of hatred as he pulls back his headband, showing that there is no mark on his forehead. You see, Naruto as a kid was supposed to be subservient to the main clan like his brother, with a mark supposedly supposed to be branded on him. There's 2 reasons why this didn't work. 1, because he's the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. The village, and the Hokage specifically, in this case Hiruzen, forbade this practice from happening to Naruto specifically, because 1, his father was the 4th Hokage, so that would just, Minato would be so pissed. But secondly, because he is the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. Basically, if Naruto was branded by the Hyuga, they could use Naruto by forcing him to activate the Nine Tails to completely overtake the village, having so much power, not only politically as a clan, but literally with the Nine Tails. And third, if they even did put the brand on Naruto, Kurama has shown that he can burn away seals and regenerate. I'm pretty sure Kurama wouldn't want anyone controlling over him or his host body ever. Like in many what-ifs where Orochimaru tries and uses Curse Mark on Naruto and then Kurama just eats his soul fragment. In this case, the Hyuga Curse Mark would be burned away by the Nine Tails. Let's say that they ignore the Hokage's orders and tried to do it anyway. Naruto would point at his forehead, saying that he was the first of the Hyuga of the side branch to never have an implant branded on him. Unlike his brother, who was forced, Naruto wanted to protect his cousin Hinata. Naruto would say he would have forgiven his uncle, being the current head of the Hyuga clan, especially after learning about the past of why his father, the 4th Hokage who was a Hyuga, had died for the village. Naruto convinces Nagato, and so Rin of Rebirth saves everyone with plot convenience, bringing Neji back to full health. Kakashi's back from the dead, and so is all the rest of the villagers, with them cheering Naruto on, as Naruto is now hailed as the hero of the Hidden Leaf, or alternatively, the hero of the Hyuga clan. Naruto would hug Neji, saying he's so glad that he's alive. Hinata would come running and hugging both of her brothers, laughing as we see Hiyashi with tears in his eyes, remembering the sacrifice his brother had done to save not only his life, but all of their clan's life from a war with the Raikage. Anyway, with Tsunade being exhausted and out of commission after all the power she had used against the attack from the Akatsuki, this is when Danzo would volunteer to be the stand-in Hokage at the next 5 Kage Summit, which would be called by the Raikage. Apparently Sasuke, one of the Leaf's rogue ninja, had attacked Killer Bee, his 8 Tails Jinchuriki. By this point, Sasuke, while Naruto had been fighting off pain and training to learn Sage Mode, had defeated Itachi. Well, Itachi had let himself be defeated, and had gained the Mangekyo Sharingan. With this newfound power, he planned to attack the 5 Kage Summit after doing a little job for Obito, that was attacking Killer Bee. And failing, hilariously so. In this version of events, it would be Naruto, Yamato, Kakashi, and Neji who would set out to go and convince the Raikage to not put a hit up on Sasuke. Once again demonstrating Kishimoto's incredible for why they still believe Sasuke is not a scumbag. Anyway, Naruto would show up bowing and doing that whole thing again, and Sakura would eventually come up as well, with her telling Naruto she loves him. Naruto would call BS, thank God, and eventually Sakura would go off on her own to try and kill Sasuke. Yeah, right. Anyway, Naruto would come in and save the day after the 5 Kage Summit, with Danzo having been killed by Sasuke, with him saving Sakura as he turns his Byakugan, meeting Sasuke's Sharingan, his Mangekyo Sharingan. The two would charge each other as Naruto creates a wind-style Rasengan, clashing with a now Chidori stream, with both jutsu crashing into each other and creating an explosion of white light. Sasuke and Naruto would be blasted back, Sasuke's chakra reserves almost out, and his eyes slowly going blind. Neji would tell Naruto to take it and kill Sasuke, with Neji holding up his fist saying he'll do it himself if he has to. Kakashi would hold up his hand, telling Neji that this is his responsibility since Sasuke is his student, but as Kakashi is about to approach Sasuke, using his Kamui to snipe his head off, Obito would appear, blocking the Kamui, and saying that he'll be taking this young man from them here, revealing himself to be Madara Uchiha. Anyway, Obito dips alongside Sasuke and would implant Itachi's eyes into him, giving him the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and letting him decide what he wants to do. The 4th Great Shinobi War officially beginning. We'll be skipping ahead with Naruto now on the Turtle Island because he's the 9 Tails Jinchuriki alongside Killer Bee, and training at the Waterfall of Truth. The hatred inside himself against both his own clan for what they had done to Neji and his dad, which was Neji's dad, alongside the truth of the 4th Hokage they had hidden from him for so long, would be revealed to Naruto. His hate for the village being absolved by himself as he hugs himself, telling himself it's going to be alright. Mental therapy. Yay. Eventually, he would then access the 9 Tails state as he begins playing tug-of-war with the 9 Tails, revealing chakra chains. As in this version of events, because he hadn't gone full 9 Tails against pain, he would meet both Minato and Kushina at the same time. Minato, being a Hyuga in this version, having his Byakugan and dark hair, would be standing next to Kushina, both of them hugging their son as they talk about everything. Naruto talking about everything since the beginning, everything he can remember, trying to tell him as much as possible and hearing about their story. How Minato had saved Kushina when she was being abducted as a little girl for the 9 Tails, and how he had called her red hair beautiful. Naruto would speak up saying that he wished he had red hair just like her, with Naruto in this version of events having the darker hair tone like his father, Minato. And with the help of both his parents, Naruto would quickly begin to win over the 9 Tails using his giant Rasen Shuriken, as he throws a ton of them at the 9 Tails, defeating the 9 Tails and fully pulling his chakra to his side and closing the gate, locking the key that Jiraiya had left for him. At this point, Naruto would access KCM-1 with his enhanced senses, sensing the deaths of thousands of shinobi at the battlefield. He would tell Killer Bee what's going on, with both of them speed blitzing all the shinobi inside of the Turtle Sanctuary as they then head for the outside walls, the barriers. Iruka would have tried to stop Naruto with it being pointless, Naruto easily breaking out of the seal with KCM and reading the note that had been left for him. Naruto would think of Neji and everyone at the battlefield fighting, as Naruto would hold out his fingers covered in the 9 Tails chakra and simply pokes at the barrier, shattering it from its chakra point using his Byakugan, destroying and ripping through the barriers with very little chakra use, giving him more chakra than he had with using the tailed beast bombs in the original. Naruto would use shadow clones, sending one to all the battlefields, with a clone of his arriving at the battlefield where Madara actually shows up. and essentially the rest of the parts of the war would play out as pretty much in canon, except for the point where Neji dies. Neji would be unable to use his perfect spinning attack to defend against the Ten Tails, as Naruto would watch from afar, not being able to make it in time even with his speed, watching his brother impaled by the Ten Tails. Dying with his last breaths, Naruto would cry as he holds his head to Neji's, with Hinata then hugging Naruto as well. As Naruto's tears, his eyes touching Neji's, something strange would happen. The chakra between Neji and Naruto mixing, as Naruto's eyes would absorb that of Neji's almost pure Byakugan. This creating something new, as Naruto would access the power of the Tensegan. In his mind, Hamura would appear. Hamura, it would be in his mindscape, telling the young Naruto that he is actually the reincarnation of his nephew, Asura, with Asura being the son of Hagoromo Totsuki. In this case, he had fallen under his spiritual domain, being one of his descendants, as well as the Uzumaki, a descendant of Asura. It's at this point that he would gain access to Sage of Six Paths Chakra, in this version of events being permanent with his Tensegan. Naruto would open his eyes with tears flowing out of them, with his now brother dying, as he absorbs the power of Hamura, with him awakening the Otsutsuki power of the Tensegan, the legendary dojutsu that can match the Rinnegan. His chakra, the Tensegan cloak, would merge with his Ninetales chakra, as the Ninetales chakra would take on a darker glint, the yellow and teal mixing, as Naruto would have a green energy covering him, with flicks of yellow sparks and teal ones flicking out of the cloak. Naruto would feel so fast and powerful, with him having the combined strength of the Ninetales and the Tensegan. This Naruto does not need Sasuke for help, and so, even if Sasuke does get the Rinnegan from Hagoromo after seeing Hamura having gifted his power to Naruto, or Asura's reincarnation, it's too late. Sasuke with his Rinnegan is still no match for the speed, power, and physical stats of this Naruto. Naruto would wipe Madara even with the Ten Tails Jinchuriki mode, completely being useless as he's getting speed blitz and is taking damage from Naruto combining Sage mode through Kurama's help, Kurama and Naruto becoming friends after seeing its Madara. Naruto, with the power combined of himself and Neji with the Tensegan, would defeat a Ten Tails Madara by himself, ripping off his limbs with using enhanced taijutsu with the strength and speed from his Tensegan KCM cloak. The jutsu that Itachi and Sasuke had disbanded would finally take effect, as all of the Hokage and everything else would go back to normal. Sasuke then claiming the tailed beast and using his power to seal them. No Kage would be awakened in this timeline, because Black Zetsu would just get wiped by Naruto in this mode. The battle between Sasuke and Naruto would be fierce, with Naruto easily wiping Sasuke if he wanted to, but wanting to win this battle of ideals instead. Naruto would say that Neji had always been on his side, as he thinks as he forms his final Rasengan to defeat Sasuke, of everyone he knows, his family and friends, giving him power. The Rasengan being enhanced, with Neji finally being the last hand alongside Jiraiya, as he would defeat Sasuke. In this version of events, Naruto would sacrifice his arm alongside Sasuke, when it was unnecessary, because Naruto could have just wiped him with Tensegan. As Sasuke himself would even know Naruto was going easy on him, even having to drain some of the Ninetales from Naruto in that last battle to pull off that last Chidori. Sasuke would say that you win, as he gives up the title for Hokage, Naruto saying he's going to change the way of not only the Hyuga clan, but every clan in the Leaf Village, so that nothing like that would ever happen to his brother Itachi or Neji ever happens to anyone else again, saying that he's going to become the greatest Hokage of all time. Okay. And to answer the questions of all of these people from part 0 of What If Naruto had the Byakugan, will I be Sweet Home Alabama-ing Naruto and Hinata? This rare occasion, Wincest is actually winning, and it's not because I want it to. Just like that one comment said that I put up on screen, in the original, Kishimoto killed Neji because Hinata and Neji were supposed to get married in order to keep the bloodline pure, as they say down south. But because Naruto is going to become the Hokage and is the most influential person in the Hyuga clan at this point, to not make him the rightful leader of the head of the clan would be just a fool's errand by Hiyashi. Especially because he is the hero of the First Great Shinobi War, and the obvious pick to be the next Hokage after Kakashi steps down. Yes, you sick bastards, they'd be engaged, okay? Guys, on another note, I just realized why Boruto has so many negative brain cells. It's because he's missing a chromosome. But yes, anyway, enough of the jokes. I'm never continuing this into Boruto because that'd be so cursed, and I'm not doing it. I don't care. I don't care how many likes this video gets. It could get 1 million likes. I'm not doing it. That brings us to the end. The official ending of What If Naruto was a Hyuga. Thank you all who have been following this story. And if you want to know my opinion, if I'm not being realistic on like if Naruto doesn't have to keep the bloodline pure, I honestly think Naruto might have possibly ended up with 10-10. And you might be asking, what? But hear me out, okay? So, Neji and 10-10 had this thing going on in the original where 10-10 was basically sucking Neji's gak like every second in the Chunin exams. I could see after he dies with 10-10 getting closer to Naruto if Hinata isn't like pushing up to Naruto like some sort of weird brocon. 10-10 might fill the void of Neji with his younger brother. So basically, Naruto might pipe down his older brother's girlfriend, okay? That, I'm just telling you the truth, okay? You don't have to like it, but in my headcanon where I'm not focusing on the political aspects of the Leaf Village, in the most likely scenario where Hinata and Naruto end up Sweet Home Alabama-ing, 10-10 and Naruto is the most logical pairing I can see. So, you can like it or hate it, but that's the truth, okay? Now, that is the real end for my version of What If Naruto Was a Hyuga. Thank you all so much for watching for all these years. And also, once again, thank you to Anime Dakimakura for being the sponsors of today's video. And thank you all so much for watching this far. I hope you enjoyed the full story for the very first What If ever on this channel. It's been a hell of an awesome ride for the last couple of years, even with the What If community kind of slowing down with the text-to-speech, Izukage leaving, Anime X leaving, and everything else that's happened in the last couple of years. I'm just glad that I can still make some of you who are still here smile. So, thank you so much. And look excited, because I have What If Naruto Had Sunshine, the full story coming out next, alongside a ton of other stories, which will all be getting their full stories in the next couple of weeks. I also have a new What If coming out in August, that being What If Subaru Had Great Sage. So, look forward to that. Mr. Top Hat Assassin, you know who you are. And with that little bit of teasing and tickling for you guys to come back and watch more, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you later. Dale, matashita!